$1,000 to me.
That would be the
Embarrassing for the
funniest
game.
resume we'll ever see from a
Right.
footballer. PSG.
Swung on, hit in the air to right field and deep. It is high. Hojlund takes it all the way. Bryant for the win.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to your favorite sports podcast, Shirts versus Skins. And before we get on to today's episode, as you guys can notice, brand new layout. We got all our social medias. There's Twitter and Instagram right below me on this side, TikTok on the Tico on that side, at Shirt v Skin. Make sure you guys follow every social media platform we have, non-stop posting, and a subscribe button, that red button over there. Make sure you guys hit that button as well, so that you can keep up with everything we've been posting recently. So let's get into the episode. We've got a big one for you guys today. We're going to talk some footy. Obviously, transfer market is building up high. Preseason pretty much over, but we've seen some interesting things go on. We're going to talk about combat sports, UFC 291, and the massive Spence versus Crawford fight that I know Tico and Ahmed are ready to just dive into, that incredible performance. And we'll finish it off with the NFL, which I believe there's a Jets game going on right now. So, yeah. But let's get straight into it. Soccer, footy, Manchester United finally signing Hojlund, according to Fabrizio Romano. You know, the team hasn't posted anything yet, but we know that's a done deal. Sign him for around Ahmed put it down as 95 million euros.
No, it was 85.
Just absolute fraud.
This guy is like the fake
just
news.
Fraud.
It was 85. I'm saying it right now. 85.
But this makes sense for a United hater, because this is what United haters do
It
throughout
was a
Twitter.
mistake.
Like Anthony, everyone says Anthony's 100 million when he's not.
Who cares? He's trash.
They're
He
only-
was 40 million.
Okay, whatever.
85 million. Hojlund. It was my
85
bad.
million.
It was a typo.
It was a typo. Because you guys don't understand. So what Ahmed does is he lists out all the
So
topics.
I will
and
give you
texts
credit.
us. Go ahead, Tico.
Right. No, I was just gonna say, because before we get into the topic, I want to give Ahmed credit. Okay, Ahmed, I know this is kind of shocking to you because I don't like to give you credit, especially when it's around United. But you did say Hojlund will be around this price. You did say that, and we did argue in the beginning of the transfer market when it was becoming that Harry Kane wasn't going to be a possibility, and we were looking for a guy like Hojlund. You did say he would go for around this price, and I disagreed. I thought he would be way less.
Yeah.
But here we are now. So credit to you for that, Ahmed.
Don't give him too much credit. He's gonna get excited.
Look at him smiling. Oh my God.
No,
This
bro.
is what happens when you do give him credit, because then he's never gonna let us forget about
What are you
it.
talking about, bro? Just okay. First of all, you look at every striker in the market right now. Going back to last year, it's fucked up. I mean, we just saw right now Ramos going to PSG. Ramos, who's a great player, but 80 million for him. You know, obviously that's just the market we're in right now.
Yeah.
And Hojlund going for 85 million. That's just the market, you know.
It is. And
No, you're not. You're not wrong.
And I think that's why Bayern is struggling with Kane. But it does raise a question. It does raise a question. Should Man United have spent a little bit extra to get the Harry Kane deal done? I mean, 85 mil versus Tottenham's 120 mil asking price.
It wasn't gonna be a little bit more for Harry Kane.
I don't even
if
think
we're
money
being honest.
is the problem. I mean, if they said
Yeah.
like they're not going to sell to an English club,
Yeah.
then it doesn't
Right.
really matter.
That's fair.
Exactly. But let's just say in a world where they were willing to sell to United,
Probably going to be even more.
it was going to be a little bit way more, especially him selling to a Premier League team. That's going to add money in itself. Plus, when you look at it from wages are going to be
Astronomical.
I think we lost the
paid player. Yeah, correct. He would have been the highest paid player in the Premier League. And also, when you look at it from the agent fees, I think I kind of brought it up last week about how his brother is the agent. So agent fees are going to be a big part in that. And Bayern are not too, I mean, they are used to that because they paid Kim Min-jae agent like 15 million. So that's but yeah, it wasn't going to be a little bit more. Obviously, per player, like fit for United, obviously I would take Harry Kane. I think he was the absolute perfect player for the Ten Hag system and for us to bring in arguably up there as one of the best strikers in the Premier League history, best strikers in the world right currently. It would have been nice, but obviously the situation, the possibility for that wasn't there this summer. So we went for somebody that, people can say is one of the best under 21 strikers in the world.
Listen, man, we paid 85 million for a 21-year-old striker, 20-year-old, I believe. He has another 10 years guaranteed to be playing at the highest level, obviously barring any injuries that you hope don't happen. So when you look back in 10 years, if he's still playing for us, are you going to say it's a bad deal? Probably not, honestly, especially if he performs as well as he's expected to, especially if he even just performs decently. It's something, first of all, we've been missing. Martial is in the hospital 90% of the time. So we don't really have a striker. Rashford can't. It sucks because I think his peak was when he was playing that 9 position, but Rashford doesn't really do the position justice. So, you gotta resort to Hojlund. I think it'll work out in the end. I think he'll be good for us. Years of development will take place under Ten Hag, which is a good thing. I think this is one of those players because Mason Mount, I think you can agree as well, Ahmed, is kind of already developed. He's not that young prospect type player anymore.
Might take like half a season from to get his form back and all that. Being out, but he's polished.
But now Ten Hag can get his hands on this guy, and I think this is going to be the first player we can genuinely say Erik Ten Hag is going to be hands-on with his development as a player and can form him, mold him to whatever he wants him to be. So that'll be exciting to see. And I just hope it works out. And I do want to point out something crazy. Because of this transfer, Ten Hag has officially has a higher net spend than Jurgen Klopp in his entire time in Liverpool. Ahmed sent that. That's kind of crazy, because Klopp's been at Liverpool a considerable amount of time.
8 years now, I think.
Yeah, and he also got them from a rebuild. Cause see, my usual excuse is Man City spends the same amount we do, but we're in rebuild. They're a polished team. They're a good team. So I don't know. Tigo, what do you think? Too much money?
I think I don't think it's too much money. I think it was perfectly it was what we needed. It was the investment that we needed. When you look at the amount of holes throughout the roster, I think Ralph Ragnick said that when he was out here, and I think that was probably the realest thing he said during that period. We needed big investment. We needed at least 10 players to come in because the overall quality of the team was not there. And Ten Hag is on the road to do that. Credit to Jurgen Klopp. That's why I call Jurgen Klopp the modern day Sir Alex, because he would do so much with less. When you look at Sir Alex, when he had the Glazers,
I think comparing Klopp to Sir Alex, I mean, you got completely different eras. You know what I mean? So it's.
But that's why I said modern day. Obviously, he wasn't as successful as Sir Alex. Sir Alex never really went against the super billionaire Manchester City squad. He did early on, and he still lost the league to them. So credit to Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp was there. He was made it to 3 Champions League finals, made it once, made it very close to 3 Premier Leagues. So I give credit to Jurgen Klopp that he deserves, even though he's a Liverpool manager. I was a big fan of Jurgen Klopp even before he came to United. Before he went to Liverpool when he's at Dortmund, and I wanted him at United. So I think he deserves the credit that he achieved. He's done a lot with less. That the only time they did spend a lot when it was Salah, Alisson, Fabinho that one summer is when they sold Coutinho. Ever since then, they haven't really spent that much.
That's kind of
in terms of quality. Man. I mean, not quality.
They sold Coutinho for what? 130
What do you mean by that?
mil?
140, I think.
Right.
But they
That's
bought
ridiculous.
the 2 most important players. They bought Van Dijk and then Alisson.
That's like Manchester United selling Marcus Rashford for like 200 mil.
Right. No.
I mean,
like 95 million.
I mean, right.
Relax.
I mean, Coutinho was a very good player. and it was during January. So,
Yeah.
you know, it was an amazing signing, mind you. They did get Van Dijk that same transfer window.
And it
So
changed them.
that's why, obviously, Ferguson playing style, Klopp's playing style are different. That's what I'm saying. It's a little modern. So they call it a modern day because Jurgen Klopp's part of that new generation in terms of styles that we are playing, in terms of style that is being played throughout Europe. And yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, I just round out what I said. I think it was needed. It was much needed investment on the squad that a lot of managers previously said that we needed. So it is what it is. Hopefully this season we see a big improvement. Big improvement.
In terms of how Hojlund, I think he's a good player. 85 million, even like I even thought that's a little too much. Like I thought maybe like 75 million. I'll get it done, but 85 million. And like this is a player that I think like has the same agent as Ten Hag. Has already told the Manchester United that he wants to go to the club, but uh it just shows like that kind of tactics, like that doesn't work anymore. I mean, that used to be the thing that Bayern did, just going last summer, going to like guys like obviously from Juve when we signed Delict. I mean, even though they kind of got their money back, with that kind of play, you would think they would get back like 85, 90 million. They got back what, like 75 million for him. That's because we convinced the player and stuff like that. But that's not really working these days. But yeah, I think the only thing now, 85 million, price tag, he has like to deliver probably like the first season, especially, like Manchester United fans. But I mean, we'll see. There's no real other striker on the squad right now, so he's gotta really pick it up. I don't know if scoring 30 goals is even like his game. I think he's more of like a 15, 20 goal scorer, give you some assists and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's fine. Perfectly fine.
Yeah. Right. But that's the thing about Hojlund. That's my fear for this signing, because I feel like there might be a lot of pressure going for him going into the season, considering how bad our goals scoring record is. And we're going to put a lot of faith in the kid that's 20 something years old, who's still a very, very raw player. We can all agree that his ceiling is very high. He's got a lot of potential, could become a very special player. And I do think he is a quality player now. I mean, this guy's a starting for his international team for a very good Danish side.
Yeah.
So I think he will come in and be successful. I've seen signings like this before. A lot of good potential players get ruined here. But the only thing that keeps me going is because of Ten Hag. He's somebody that I fully trust. I fully believe in. I think he will bring us back to where we need to be. And I think a Hojlund is an absolute perfect addition to this team, to the way we want to play. I think he's going to help out and improve the game of Rashford, Anthony, Sancho, of all the players around us. They're going to make everyone better. He's a true number 9. And I think Yoni said that for a very long time about Martial, that he wasn't a true number 9.
Oh,
we got it now. So
if you had to compare Hojlund to one player, who would it be? Like past or present, to be honest.
Yeah,
past
I get it.
Or present.
Right. I mean, listen, I can't pinpoint one player, like his overall game, that I think he's a comparison to. I do look at one aspect of his game, and that's his movement, and it really gets me happy that his movement reminds me of Cavani, and Cavani was an absolute fantastic player for us for the one season that he was with us. And Cavani was somebody that I really enjoyed throughout his career. Thought he was a very underrated player. I thought he was a good signing when we got him. A lot of United fans were like, why are we picking this guy up from PSG, this and that. So his movement especially reminds me a lot of Cavani. So that really excites me, and that's what we really need. And I think that's a perfect striker that Ten Hag wants. Being able to hold the ball is something very prevalent, and that's what Cavani did for us. And hold the ball, wait for the runners to come in, be good, be quick, be physical. I think that's something that's very underrated about him. 6'3". A lot of people like to tell him he's the next Haaland. I think they're two totally different players. But in terms of physical stature, I think that's how football's going, especially at the number 9 position. I think you need a physical striker. Obviously, the last couple of years we've seen football go away from that. You look at Arsenal, they have Gabriel Jesus. When you look at false nines and stuff like that, and I think football's going back to the traditional physical 9, especially when you see this explosion by Haaland. So Cavani's movement is what Haaland reminds me of.
And I was just gonna say, bro, if you just like, even some of the old guys like Cavani, like Zlatan, like Ronaldo, all those guys score goals, like scored at least 10 league goals for you guys,
Yeah.
in a pretty short time.
Right.
So I think
Exactly.
if he has the movement of an actual number 9, he'll be fine.
Exactly. But that's the thing. This is what makes this signing so special for us, because we haven't made this striker signing that's a young player in a very long time.
Yeah,
I mean, last one was Martial.
Well,
but even then, he was brought in as a winger, then became a number 9 winger. He wasn't a traditional. I mean, I can remember Lukaku. Lukaku was somewhat young. I mean, I think we got him when he was like 24, 25. So that was something. But this guy this is like a Sir Alex signing in terms of bringing in a young player with potential and trying to mold him to what he wants and to become a world-class player. So that's very exciting. I think he will come in and score and do very well for us early. Obviously, him not coming in before preseason really does kind of hurt for his availability in the first game of the season, because obviously you look at our depth. He's our best 9. I personally, I would like to take our time with him, but when you look at our team, he's the best 9.
We
he
shouldn't
has to
rush
play
him. I think, and yeah,
right.
See, that's the thing that kind of sucks, because he has to play.
So
he's gonna get probably 38 games under his belt and like maybe not even score that much, because it's his first season. You got to give people time, man, especially when it's a young player to mold, to adapt. You got to give them time. I think
the thing is,
that's
for
what
Nines,
worries me. He doesn't have someone to support him, because can Martial stay fit? Maybe, but even if he does stay fit, do I really want Martial to teach this guy how to play the game? Not really, man. I'd rather it be like if we still had a Cavani, for example, it would have been great. Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's definitely that's definitely an issue on this team. I mean, there's our lack of a true striker is prevalent. It was prevalent last year. It's prevalent even now, even with the signing of Hojlund. It's absolutely embarrassing for Manchester United. Our overall history of we're an attacking side. And I think Ten Hag, that's what I was trying to say about last season. Ten Hag had to go through a lot last year. And for him to be as successful as he was, it was very impressive. And now, even now this season, we never replaced Greenwood. We never really replaced him. We never really replaced Cavani. And we never really replaced Ronaldo. That's 3 prevalent goal scorers on a team that we tried to replicate with guys like Anthony. But Anthony was never brought in to be a goal scorer. He was never that. He's a guy that works with the play, Obviously, he gets goals here and there, but he's not a, 15 a season goal scorer for any team. And bringing in Hojlund is absolute impressive signing, and it builds us towards becoming a very threatening goal scoring side. But we still need more. Will we get it this season? I don't know. You never know. Maybe a low move in a transfer window. You never know. Neymar. Well, no, Neymar would have helped us with goal scoring, but I'll take him with advice. I don't understand why he does that. I don't know why he says it.
That's why not? The most Manchester United thing I've ever heard in my life,
bro. I'll take it just so I can buy Neymar
on August 31st.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the most Manchester United Neymar, but it's not really a low move. What's a low move gonna do? Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm excited for Hojlund's debut, whenever that might be. I wish I could see him for preseason. So hopefully United can get that shit done.
They do have
Make
like
it
two more
official.
games left.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah.
more preseason games.
They say he might be yeah. So he might not be ready for the first one. I think that's on like Saturday, but he might be for the second one because there's only 2 days separating both preseason games. So we'll see. We'll see. Very good, very exciting signing. We're not done. We're not done this season. This transfer.
I'm about soon. Before we move on to Bayern and Kane, I do want to point out that a lot of people trying to make fun of Ten Hag for his money spent. Before Pep Guardiola won a trophy in England, he spent 510 million euros. So, and he took a City side that had just went into the semifinals of the Champions League, right?
And won the league 2 years before,
Yes.
by the way. So,
and this was before the crazy inflation we have now.
right.
So, yeah.
Right. Exactly. But nobody cares. Nobody criticizes Pep Guardiola because he's, oh my God, hail him as the savior of football.
Yeah.
But it's the same couple individuals in the sport that people don't like to criticize or point out things because it's not part of the narrative. So it is what it is. Hopefully we see big improvements from the team this season. I think we made very good signings. Like I said, we're not done, and we'll see.
So Ahmed, what's going on with Harry Kane, man? What's going on with Harry Kane?
Well, Harry Kane. First of all, let's talk about this Mr. Daniel Levy, man.
I tried to tell you on this episode.
I mean, I was well aware of his tactics and all that.
Oh, of course you were. You thought it was
Friday
like smooth sailing, by the way. Just
to not show up for a meeting with grown men. I mean, I was about to fly out there myself, but thank God I didn't. But,
right.
No. And then obviously to reschedule to Monday. Bayern fans are like, really feeling that the move is very possible now. I feel like during that meeting on Monday, that like Levy finally like caved in. He said, "Okay, I will sell me my price tag. I will sell him. Harry Kane wants to go anyway." I think the owner has kind of stepped in. I think this is kind of a personal thing for Levy. No, but this is kind of a personal thing for Levy. Like
he's going to
he
prison.
doesn't want to
drill.
I don't know what's going on with him yet. I mean, I heard some things about him. But I think this is kind of like a personal battle for Levy. He wants to get the most money for Harry Kane this summer, especially from Bayern. I mean, like they've kind of, said some things in the media. But in terms of Harry Kane, me personally, like with any signing, I don't get too hyped or get too low. That's what causes like, fans like you guys. But
what does that mean?
I do feel like Harry Kane is coming. I do feel like the club is doing everything possible to give. I mean, like they're giving Thomas Tuchel, like if he says I want like Jesus Christ or something, they're gonna go sign this guy, bro. Like I saw something. I saw like a article. It was like a German article, and they said that in terms of power, Thomas Tuchel is already like number one ranked, like
Really?
like managers at over everyone.
Well, it
Like,
helps
we're talking
that
about Jupp Heynckes and
Bayern just got rid of two of the guys who run the show in the background pretty much when he comes in, So,
yeah, but still, like he has total power. Like the top. I mean, like we seriously consider going after Declan Rice. Declan Rice, like with that price tag and everything, it just like an English player and all that. It doesn't really fit Bayern. We're going after Harry Kane with everything like that. So I think that it's showing the power that Thomas Tuchel has. He wants Harry Kane. I think we will get Harry Kane over 100 million. What is it? Euros, over 100 million euros, and he will be a Bayern player. And then after that, like Bayern right there at the top with any team.
Yeah, I think Harry Kane. I mean, I've said this before. I think Bayern are pretty much favorites for the Champions League next to Man City every single season. But you guys sign Harry Kane, you leave Man City behind, in my opinion.
No.
I think that you leave them behind. That as a favorite, because
I was
Dude,
just putting.
he's the
I
missing
was just
piece.
putting. No, yeah, of course. I mean, it's like Lewandowski hasn't left, and I mean, in my opinion, I want a true number 9. Lewandowski is the best number 9 I've ever seen in my life, but Harry Kane, I like offers more. Like I think like Jose Mourinho changed his entire game that one season or 2 seasons, like yeah, it was like 1 or 2 he was
Whatever,
there, but
yeah, like a year and a half.
went from a really good striker to a world class striker. Um, I think that aspect of his game is going to offer more. Uh, for our wingers, guys like Sonic and Aubrey and stuff like that, they will have to score more goals, and it's easier when you have a complete striker like Harry Kane.
Do you think Daniel Levy sleeps well at night knowing he sacked Mourinho right before a cup game? That's got to
Yeah,
be one of
I
the
don't know. He
biggest.
probably
That's
doesn't.
that's the craziest thing I've seen in my
He
life.
probably doesn't. He probably
And
doesn't.
they
give a
lost.
fuck. The only reason why they sacked him is because that was during the European Super League thing, and they just kind of want to like distract
Yeah, that
people.
was
from
crazy. That was during COVID. Yeah, I remember all that.
That was
Yeah.
insane. They were about to finally get a trophy, bro.
Oh yeah, and then they let Ryan Mason like.
Ryan
Coach
Mason
it.
take the wheel, man. They couldn't wait.
That's awful. Awful.
I will say that. No, yeah,
No, go.
not. I was gonna say that. Obviously, Harry Kane is a big deal to get done. Should we get that done? Obviously, Kyle Walker's already in the news, but I think that we're not done yet. I mean, Thomas Tuchel wants a number 6. Big names are being thrown out there,
Fred.
and the money's like crazy, but we'll see.
You want Fred?
We'll
20 mil. Deal done.
He's going to Turkey, baby.
Scott McTominay would be really good place, I guess.
40 mil?
The Turkish league is getting up
Oh,
there,
yeah.
bro. I got some top players going up.
Wilfried Zaha? Let's talk about that.
Nah.
Yo, Wilfried Zaha's a top bowler, bro. He's a top bowler. That's a
He's a
crazy.
good player.
That's a good
Yeah,
He's a
bowler.
good
player,
player.
but, like-
I feel bad for him though. I feel bad for him because he probably should have like left Crystal
Should have went
Palace.
to Saudi Arabia, bro. Cash in
Three-
if
three-
you're gonna
3 years
just be
ago.
like,
He's probably making a lot of money in Turkey, too. And he's
Should've,
probably
right?
using it as a
Fine.
step.
or at least stay at Crystal Palace,
I'm
become
pretty sure
like their
Right.
legend,
they
greatest
wanted to
ever
get
player.
rid of him.
Nah, why the fuck
Anyways.
would he want to say Crystal Palace? That's like 12th every
I mean, bro, it's
But-
better than like going to Turkey.
Bro, he's
I don't
about
know,
to
man. I
boss
feel
it up
like-
in the
I mean-
I
Champions
mean,
League,
me
dude.
personally,
I
I would
mean-
go to Turkey. Oof.
I mean, you look
For-
at that
for other
the
reasons.
Turkish fans,
The
the
fan.
the Turkish fans, if you are good
Oh,
for
no,
that
no.
club, you are a legend. And they're rabid. They're fucking with you for the rest of your career.
There,
So he's probably getting more love signing for them, being there for like a week than he did his whole time at Crystal Palace.
and
So,
that is
you
also
know,
why
no,
I,
I mean,
think it's
I
a better
think
move than
worldwide,
Saudi
it's-
league, because I think
Right.
that Turkish league props him up. OD,
Right.
you have ODIs on you.
Right. He's
still playing Champions League.
football, exactly. Well, still playing. He never did play Champions
not?
League. He gets to play Champions
Right.
League now, so he gets
Exactly.
to show it on a big stage. Gets all that fan love from the Turkish fans.
So-
This is gonna be exciting for him, man. I honestly, that's the move I would have made too. He's gonna be
Right.
great.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean,
in
like,
3-4 years, go back
depends
to
on his
a top
options,
team,
but yeah.
and then
If it was Saudi Arabia and that, yeah.
Right. Tigu, you have any comments on Harry Kane?
I mean, I still think there's some work still to be done for that deal. I don't think it's a guarantee quite yet. Daniel Levy can pull something out the hat. Reports are coming out that it's looking good, it's progressing, it's
Didn't
advancing,
we
but I
report
haven't,
that?
we
Nah, trust me. I mean,
get it before
I'm
we get it
very
before
well
everybody
in
else.
the know, bro. And like,
I will say this though about I see Tottenham making a couple signings, big money signings, and
They already have.
it's been that's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm saying since that meeting happened, which was Monday, I believe, right, Ahmed? The meeting where they flew out to London and they talked. It's been 2 days of silence, nothing reporting done on that, and then you
Well, they
see
signed a striker.
Tottenham. They signed a striker, young kid from Argentina, I believe.
Mhm.
And then they
That
signed
is-
that right back or center back Van
Left
der
back.
Van or something like that.
and they're also
And that was a
talks
big
with,
money.
like
So
another center back, which is going to cost a lot.
Exactly.
So like they
50
need this
million.
money.
so where are they getting their money? This money? I mean, they did sign Madison. That was a big money move. They made
50
signings.
million.
Don't get me wrong. So we'll see. Maybe the deal is done and they're just preparing everything out. SVS did report that it is done from our standpoint.
We have
so
sources.
And bro,
I believe
and that wasn't
believe-
me. That was you guys. So like before
No, we have
that was you guys.
sources, blood.
We have sources. We did. Hey, listen, Hojlund. We posted you. We said SVS Bomba soon. You looked at our story.
He viewed our
We had the
story,
photo.
baby.
Nah, bro, he
viewed
really
our
viewed
story.
our story, man. That's
Yo, we've had
he's like-
Hamza Chimaev view our story, bro. That's not.
Right.
yeah, but that was before he was like giant. You
He
know,
was huge at the
What do you
time.
mean?
but
Still is.
he was but that was before
like-
what he is now.
Bro, I bet he'll view our story again.
Hojlund still.
Hamza Chimaev.
That was shocking. Oh,
Let us tag you
Right.
in a story. Just view it one more time, just so we could shut down the Mets' point that you weren't big when you viewed it. Just so we could boast.
what were you gonna say
about
about Harry Kane though? Tigu?
I was gonna say if Harry Kane does go to Bayern, I think it does put you guys in position as one of the best teams in the world. I think you guys have played last season without a striker, and you guys were, pretty good. So when you put in Harry Kane, it's a very, very good signing for any club in the world, because I think everybody likes to banter Harry Kane for this and that. I think he's actually one of the most underrated strikers ever, in my opinion. You look at his statistics. You look at his quality on the pitch, because he never won because of his loyalty to Spurs.
Most complete striker
Listen, he's had
after Wayne Rooney, I'd say.
In England or something?
that's not
No,
that's
no,
not that's
ever.
not
Oh my god, see, bro.
Most complete in terms of passing, shooting, ability to play. You could put Harry Kane in midfield. I'll jack it. You could put Harry Kane in midfield.
Of course. I mean, pretty much plays in midfield when you look at what he does for Spurs. So, credit to Bayern if they get the move done. I'm still, I'm still not convinced
That was just like
it
a
will
distraction,
happen.
by the way. That was just like a distraction to put Wayne Rooney number one, so we don't talk about that, so we can get distracted about Harry Kane. But whatever. Let's move on.
Wayne Rooney's definitely the most.
So-
He is probably the
No,
most
no,
complete
see-
footballer ever. You want to dive
You're right.
into this?
No, you're right. Tigu,
I
please,
mean,
I'm
I don't
sorry,
know.
that was like the third time. Good.
I mean, I listen. I'm not. I'm very. This is what's crazy, guys. Our listeners. Wayne Rooney was one of my favorite players of all time. Before I met this guy, Yoni was. It's unbelievable why every topic in throughout my whole lifetime when we talk about football, knowing Yoni, somehow Wayne Rooney comes into everything. We could be talking about the best Brazilian players of all time.
I have
Yoni's
mentioned
gonna bring up Wayne Rooney.
I've done that though. I really have. I think I
Yeah.
did that on this podcast. I was like, when Neymar said if Rooney was Rooney's the only player who could play for Brazil in the English squad. So
Right.
Rooney could play that Joga Bonito too, bro.
Here you go.
Joga Bonito, baby.
Right.
He would have said,
Go-
yo,
Jordanito.
put Wayne Rooney in a Brazil squad and they win the World Cup. So
Right. The guy that scored one goal in his whole World Cup career. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so you see,
Okay, so, yeah,
this is
Bayern
what
is
kind of
terrific.
sucks.
we
With
could,
Harry
you
Kane.
know
This is
what?
I'm saying. Yeah,
We could transition
Correct.
because Wayne Rooney, the greatest U18 player of all time, and we could transition to our next topic, Kylian Mbappe, the second.
Let me just say my
greatest U18
goodbyes to
prospect.
Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane, it sucks that I'm getting killed by Sadio Mane right now. As we speak.
Oh wow. Oh my.
No, but obviously sucks that it didn't work out. He was on big money and all that, and the fans never let him forget that from the first moment that he got there. He was terrific. First couple months got hurt, a lot of offside goals. I mean, like he would have scored like 25 goals in the first half of the season. If he stayed onside. But yeah, sucks to see Sadio Mane. Good luck in Al Nassr, baby.
When the
And
league-
Benjamin
Yeah, that
Pavard
was
still
very
available.
disappointing.
Wow.
Very,
That was a very disappointing. Because I thought Sadio Mane
Nagelsmann.
Bayern was a
And
very
Russell.
very right. It was a very good signing for you guys. I thought that was a very good pickup last season for you guys. I love Sadio Mane. I think he's very, even though he was a Liverpool player.
Oh yeah.
I rated him, man.
He was he was. A
I say he
fantastic
should
player.
win the
So to
Ballon
see him
d'Or
be
in
disappointed.
2019,
So oh my. Okay, whatever.
That's not that crazy
He
of a
was up
statement.
there. No, he was up there. Bro,
Sit down and
in,
think about it, bro. He won AFCON that year,
year
and
we
got
signed
second
him.
place, and then
the year we signed him.
I don't know. He did well that year too. That was the year you guys signed him. I think he won AFCON. But in 2019,
And he was on pace
he
to
was
win like
second
4
place.
cups with Liverpool.
He was second place. He won the Champions League with Liverpool. He had more goals and assists than Messi, and Messi ended up winning that year. So, bro, I'm
Yep.
telling you,
Maybe.
roll the tape back. Sadio Mane
No,
in
we know, I know.
2019
Trust me.
Maybe let me.
deserved the Ballon d'Or. Roll the tape back. He had more goals
Mahrez
and
too,
assists.
but-
I wouldn't.
believe.
I wouldn't. I would listen. Let me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have to go look back and see it.
Roll the tape back.
I wouldn't be. I love Sadio Mane. So him winning Ballon d'Or would be very, very amazing. So it was
he
just a
put
very
other
disappointing
boys-
time at Bayern. So it is what it is. Though happens in football. He's still a very good player. Doesn't really change anything.
Yoni, you said who?
So
You
what?
said- You said
Kylian
Mbappe?
Mbappe. We're gonna talk about him.
Kylian Mbappe, man.
He got a 60 million bonus. He passed us $1 million each, so 57 million from staying with PSG until August 1st. Ahmed, I got a bone to pick with you because when I told you that this dude was just gonna sit in PSG and just take the year as it goes and wait for that Real Madrid contract, you told me I was the
No.
craziest person.
Because I was
It's
assuming
outrageous.
that you said that he's gonna stay there and play for them.
I do think he's gonna play.
No,
If
he's
they
not
let him,
playing.
he'll play games. If they let him, he'll play games. They won't let him.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Like now more than ever, I do believe that it's even more like it's the only option at this point to stay at PSG, to not play, or I mean to really like take the year off. I say to stay at PSG, but that's his club, I guess, for now.
Yeah.
He's obviously going to Real Madrid next summer.
100%.
Every club knows that.
100%.
And it's kind of crazy that like top clubs in the world, like Liverpool and Chelsea and all these clubs, are willing to get him just for 1 year and say, yeah, you can go to Real Madrid after that.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I mean, it kind of makes sense because he's a top player and you're obviously one of the best teams in the world. Never mind it if you're a team like Liverpool and you just get him. But it's kind of crazy to see that. But I think now more than ever, he's more like he's gonna stay at PSG, not play a single game all year. I mean, this is the best player in the world that we're talking about, and he's gonna take a year off in the middle of his absolute prime. I mean, like we never seen anything like that, like for like non like injury reasons. Like I've never seen that, and I guess he'll just go to Real Madrid next year.
yeah. I think that see that's the thing. It's guaranteed. He already agreed his contract with Madrid. I think he agreed his contract with Madrid January, or when was it that there was talk that he was going to Madrid? January of last year, I think it was.
That was that was the summer of like last year.
Yeah.
Where he was about to go Real Madrid, and then Flora like called him and stuff like that,
Well,
and he felt like he was betrayed, and he felt
no,
bad.
no. In January before that, the January before summer of last year, Kylian Mbappe had, I believe he agreed a contract with Real Madrid. And so it looked like he was headed to Real Madrid, guaranteed, boom, Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid. Then PSG came in with the big money contract, which was the 100 mil every year, plus 100 mil bonus signing on. Then he gets the 60
Keep
million.
to France.
Yeah, key to France, key to Qatar. Kylian Mbappe has 60 million loyalty bonus August 1st, which is crazy. A loyalty bonus when the transfer window isn't over is insane. Like, I don't know how they thought that through. And so he basically backstabbed Madrid in the summer and backstabbed. I feel like, bro, he's not going to say no to that.
He made the right decision.
He made 100%
He made
the right decision. And so now Mbappe, he told Madrid probably that summer, listen, I got 2 years. Let me milk the money out of this contract. When I come to you guys, I'll still be young. I'll still be ready to play as the
25.
best player in the world.
Not even in his prime.
I still can play as the best
Yeah, but I
player in the
think he's
world for
just,
5
like-
more
like-
years, bro. And what's Real Madrid going to say? No? Come to us for free. Hell yeah, they don't got to pay no contract, no big money. They're not going to pay big money this year. I don't even think that was ever on the table. I think Real Madrid was never, ever, ever going to buy Kylian Mbappe for anything more than $0, bro. They were never going to do that. Especially knowing
like
he had
this
1 year
summer-
left
this
on his
summer.
contract. I
But
don't
like
think so.
2 summers ago, I think they already offered.
He was
him.
on a
And
free
the
2 summers
president
ago.
said-
He was on a free.
No. But they were ready to offer him whatever it was in January at every moment. Like like as soon as he doesn't like score or they have like 2 bad games, he's going to Real Madrid. deal's done. They're ready to offer him. That was like the whole thing about his time at PSG, that he was eventually gonna go to Real Madrid. But for me, like, he's already wasted so many years at PSG. I mean, like, we all agreed that he's probably the best player in the world, and you're gonna waste another year. He should already have been at Real Madrid, or like maybe like a even Manchester United, even an Arsenal, like a real top club, not PSG. I mean Bayern Munich, obviously, but
Mhm.
Real Madrid. Like, he should have been there. 24 years old. You spent 7, 8 years at that club, and then if you want, bro, go back to Monaco, do whatever you want at that time, or stay at Real Madrid. But he should be at Real Madrid already. So I guess 1 year isn't
Listen,
too bad
And
to
he
wait.
should have a couple Ballon d'Ors if he was
listen.
over there.
Yeah, maybe you never know. You never
You
know.
imagine that team right now with him?
Yeah, but you never know if they were. It's a hypothetical. You don't know.
It's a nice ass
But
team.
it's a fantastic team if he does go. That's why. I mean, I think Real Madrid. Listen, last season they definitely did feel betrayed, but I think when you look at it from Mbappe's perspective, that's generational money at 23, 24 years old. I don't know how you can not accept that. I don't know how you don't stay another year at PSG and get 100 million and still play in the Champions League and still win trophies and not even be on your prime. So I think he's making the best economic decision. And also Real Madrid, it makes sense for them to get him on a free. Why would they spend 150 million of money they probably don't have to spend at this moment in time without sales to get him now? I do think Real Madrid are in a tough pickle because I think Benzema. I personally don't think Benzema. I don't think Real Madrid had it in their plan that Benzema was going to leave this summer at least. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
of
that
course not.
Saudi Arabia money. I know it was a little bit too much for Benzema. Benz was like, you know what, my form is kind of decreasing compared to being a Ballon d'Or winner, winning the
Of the
Champions League
money.
and stuff like that.
The money.
Take the money, why not? So that's why Real Madrid are in a tough position right now. I mean, they only have one true strikers on that team. That's Hojlund, the new signing that they got. So obviously, I think if there was a possibility to get Mbappe this summer, they will try and get him. But
Of course.
when you
It's
look at it
possible.
because I mean, it's possible, but it's very difficult to achieve considering, I mean, they spent how much on Jude Bellingham? They
100
would
million
have to
already.
probably sell. They would probably have to sell one of the good midfielders that they have. Most likely,
Valverde.
fucking Valverde, most likely. But I
And
don't think Real
Camavinga.
Madrid want to do that. I don't know why. I don't think Real Madrid want to do that because they see Modric. You know, whenever he does leave Real Madrid, whenever he does fall off a cliff, you have Tony Cruz the same way, and they don't want to lose any of those guys. So it's tough. It's a tough position. I think it does make sense for both parties that it happens next season as a free. And Bobby gets the money that he deserves from PSG, and he gets a big contract as a free agent. No transfer money, so that player contract.
But what's he
weekly,
gonna do this
we
season
just
though? Is he gonna sit out? You
he
think?
stay. He's
I think if he's allowed to play, he'll play.
yeah.
But
That's-
will they
that's
let
what
him
I
play?
I
think.
mean, bro, the
I
fans
wouldn't
already
be
hate him. Now
surprised.
Who
they
cares
like
about the
want to
that's
fans,
the
kill
thing.
him.
bro?
No, but PSG fans are like slowly and slowly like getting fed up. Like they want like the actual, like I'm talking
I
about
mean,
the
they kind of
ultras, those
right.
PSG, like they
Bro, they
want
told
their actual
Vlahovic.
club back.
I wouldn't
So
be
Lucas Hernandez,
surprised. Yeah, no, they hate everyone. It seems. I wouldn't be surprised if
Messi.
they don't. I don't think it would be Mbappe's decision not to play. I think the club would like not let him play.
Yeah, and the club is like fed up with him. That's it.
Yeah. So that's oof. If that's the real situation, I mean, does Mbappe look at that Saudi Arabia deal and be like, you know what, might as well?
Why?
Saying, bro.
Just
1 year.
sit the year, bro.
I think
You go to
I
Saudi
think
Arabia, you're
million?
getting
it
your
kind
legs
of
clattered by some random
No,
fucking
you're not, bro. No,
Kuwait
you're not.
international.
Mbappe at his and Kylian Mbappe not play football.
Why not?
That's crazy.
But
He should come to Man
like,
United
what's
That's crazy.
worse, bro?
That's
Him
crazy.
playing in Saudi Arabia, or him not playing?
I mean,
I say
he's
what's worse
getting,
because
like
it's kind of
$200 million. I
embarrassing.
mean,
That would be the
Embarrassing for the
funniest
game.
resume we'll ever see from a
Right.
footballer. PSG,
right.
Saudi Arabia,
Not really, I mean,
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Like, yeah,
That would be
You-
funny.
in 10 years, you can convince people that this team in Saudi Arabia was up there with PSG and Real Madrid because they signed
Right.
Mbappe. And oh my God, and he'll have like 3 Ballon d'Ors, one of them at the Saudi team.
I'm
Oh
kind of
my
rooting
God.
for it because like, then it's really just Bayern and Man City just like headline like.
I mean, PSG
Just
was never going
collision.
to be a contender. Let's be honest.
No, I
Even
mean,
though
if you have-
they got a couple good players. I mean, Gonzalo
Mbappe.
Ramos they picked up. You know, King
yeah,
Lee
very
they
good
got picked
roster.
up. They get. I feel like the only thing, it kind of reminds me of like a FIFA career mode team
a lot of teams
where it's
like
just
that.
good players, and it's not really a fit. Like they were signing players before they even had a manager. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Luis Enrique comes in and he has players that he probably doesn't even want. Isn't there like talks about him like maybe wanting to step down or something? I don't
That's
know. I don't know
crazy.
how legit that is.
PSG's
Which
a
would be
mess,
insane.
Bro. PSG's a mess.
But that's what I'm kind of saying. And
Let's, I think there's one more thing I wanted to talk about that we had on Twitter, and I think it has to do with. Oh, I know. It has to do with midfielders.
No. I thought
Right.
I thought you were gonna say something
What? What did you guys want
about
to talk about?
Mahrez. Unless we talk about him like last episode about Mahrez.
No, we could talk about Mahrez.
No, I mean, about that post about
know.
like what that guy.
So
You have it on you?
yeah, I could
Which
pull
one?
it up right now. It's the one that
I
you
have no
said is
idea
not
which
even
one.
arguable. No, you said that's not a bad take. So at Elwin,
Oh,
I don't even know if I pronounced that right.
me
At
see.
Elwin 10i says, player of the year and main man in a Leicester title win, captain and main man in an Algeria AFCON win, treble winner, 5 Premier League trophies, and took us a club to our first UCL final. Don't think there's really any debate to Mahrez having the best legacy of any African player ever. African Premier League player
Legacy.
ever.
Legacy. That's
Why
number
not?
one.
Keyword.
why not?
And
Why not?
I mean,
That's an insane
in terms
resume.
of African, yeah, I mean the resume is in my
Come
opinion
on.
it's better than any African that ever
Huh?
played in England. Maybe any African ever.
As a
Right.
player
But it's
or
just
legacy?
legacy as a player.
Okay.
And I mean, like obviously Salah, like with his goal scoring, it's like he's a unbelievable
Statistically,
player.
he
Sadio
is-
Mane,
he's-
what he's done.
Probably the best.
Obviously, Drogba, players like that. But it's not even about the African players, bro. Like when I hear Premier League, like not even like Chelsea fans, outside fans talk about Hazard and what he was in that league. Like, do you guys remember Hazard at his absolute peak
Oh, yeah.
prime?
Bro,
Of
that's
course,
my
he's the
favorite
best
player.
And how
after
good and how good he was.
Right.
Because I can't
I'm
mention.
not
Rooney
saying
anymore.
I'm not saying Mars is better than him. No. But I'm saying like he should be thought up in that light. Numbers wise, he is right up there with Hazard. You look at what he has achieved just alone, Leicester City. It's kind of ironic that during that year he hit fucking Hazard with the nastiest fucking nutmeg of all time. It's just like it's what he does. But you go look at the numbers. I have the numbers on here, but you guys can talk about like
Look, I see
Mahrez
what you're
and,
saying.
and where he stacks up.
I see what you're saying, right?
He's kind of underrated in my opinion.
It's not all about numbers though. especially
Exactly.
Hazard.
I think, bro, Hazard was a different monster, man. Hazard was
Yeah,
just,
but if you that 1 year in Mahrez like Leicester, and then you go look at like 2 years ago when
Fantastic.
he's taking.
you know
Man
what this
City.
is?
He's the top man at Man City 2 years ago.
You know what this
like,
is?
or last year.
This is the Ronaldo versus Messi debate, with Mahrez being Ronaldo, Messi being Hazard. I think the more talented player, hear me out, let me finish. Hazard was definitely the more talented player, but Mahrez is that dude to propel you to a win. We saw it in the Champions League when he took City to their first final, right? And that Leicester year, it wasn't just him, you know, but he was an
Let me give you-
instrumental part, you know, in the most miraculous Premier League season win ever. So
I think that to me in itself, that Leicester run was,
That's it, yeah,
was
that-
what
He-
propels him.
he-
Because when you look at City winning Champions League this year, I mean, he wasn't really a big part of that.
No, but like what he meant to City, like they don't win the Champions League without him. They don't win a lot of trophies with them this year.
Right.
FA
Right.
Cup and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know, but it's like the resume is insane, and
And the numbers.
I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't put him. His numbers are great. He was a very, very good player. I wish
But-
United would have got him.
Oh,
But,
biggest
um,
mistake we've ever made.
But let me give you the numbers though.
And he was
284
like available.
appearances.
Like City didn't need to get Mahrez. They really didn't.
Arsenal,
I know.
Arsenal should have got him. That was a perfect sign for them.
Right.
Could have had Saka on the
Right.
left and Mahrez on the right.
Right.
What was the numbers?
Mahrez, 284 appearances, 82 goals, 65 assists. This is like a season. What do you would average for you? 11 goals, 9 assists. Right?
Very good.
Now
Very
Hazard,
good.
245 appearances, 85 goals, 61 assists. It still shows that Hazard was the more productive player, which people would say anyway. But
Right.
he would average in a season 13 goals and 10 assists. So it's close. And then when you talk about like
It's close.
what
But-
the player has won and everything, and then bro, like when you actually watch Mahrez, what he was doing to grown men every single Saturday, bro,
And what,
like
what about
making them
Hazard?
like with the same move, making them like go with that fake shot. The greatest touch
Amazing.
in Premier League history.
Amazing.
What a legacy he left.
He does
bro.
not
What a
have the
legacy.
greatest touch in Premier League
no.
history, by the way.
First
Berbatov
touch.
has that, for sure.
I mean, bro,
That's
I used to tell you guys about Berbatov, bro. Like
You
top
can't
player.
even say his name right.
What's
Say
his name?
right. Berbatov.
Berbatov. I saw it.
Are you telling us about Berbatov? Do you have
Berbatov.
United kid to prove that you have any like legitimacy?
Do you have a United kid on you, bro?
Tell us. I have a lot.
Let me see.
You see the
Let me
badge?
see the most recent
Got
one.
it.
Huh?
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Uh,
But
you
I'm
can't
sorry,
say
Ahmed. I'm gonna cut you off because you're gonna go on a full like tangent
No,
about
yeah,
fucking Mars. Like he's a very fucking good player. He's gonna be a streets won't forget player. You know, his legacy, he deserves a lot more respect out of that. He's not gonna be remembered next to Hazard and Salah.
He should
I'm
be.
sorry.
Especially the Hazard.
Okay, in your opinion, right? I'm gonna remember him because I respect him. I think he'll be a very underrated player, and I think people will realize that as time goes on, as he left, and like he'd be a very, very underrated player, and he'll be a streets won't forget player, and they would play his highlights on like TikTok and shit like that. So very
And-
fantastic player, very
and-
fantastic player.
And
Don't
being
take
the
it wrong,
actual-
but
and being the actual pure Algerian. So I'm taking out Benzema. I'm taking out Zidane.
pure.
Right? Pure Algerian.
I get that. That
Best?
I have no
No,
problem.
no. I'm talking about some players who would be the best for a lot of other
Right.
nations, bro.
Right.
Top. Go do some research, folks.
Right.
To be the best, Mahrez in this era.
Right.
Oh my goodness,
Right.
bro.
He'd
Top,
have a-
top
Respect.
he'd
player.
have a World
Respect.
Cup.
Premier
I
League
don't-
Hall of Famer, first
I don't wanna-
ballot, all that stuff.
For sure.
Nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know if they have that. Do they have?
I don't know
Oh,
what
they
that
do
is,
have
but
a Hall of
whatever.
Fame.
Just added it.
They do. It's just a new thing. It's a new thing. Yeah,
He's
you're
not
right.
gonna
You're right.
be in
Shut
there.
up.
He should be in.
Are you
but
out of your
No,
mind,
it-
bro?
he
I
should
think
be
first
in.
ballot.
He should be in.
he
But the
will.
way they
He will.
have
I
it,
will bet
Ahmed,
you money.
they only
Yoni.
add like 3
Let me ask you a
players.
question, Yoni.
Convincing
Let me ask you a
company in
question.
there.
Hold
They're
up, Yoni. Let
convincing
me ask you a
company in
question.
there.
Let me ask you a question, Yoni. Jamie Vardy. Is he?
He's
does
going
he
in
deserve
there,
to be?
Jamie Vardy.
Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Can
He's
you hear
going
me
in there.
out? Can you hear me out? They
Right.
both
If
deserve
Conte's
to be
going
in
in
there.
there?
They both deserve to be in there. But
Well,
I'm pretty
Jamie
sure
Vardy be a part of
the
it.
way the Premier League does it is they only add 3 people a
Okay.
season.
Okay, let
And-
me ask you a
and-
question.
and
Will
they
Jamie
start with,
Vardy
like,
be a part of that?
I think he will, but that's because he
At
has
one
the record.
point in,
he has the
he
record.
has the record
the
for what?
11 and
11 goals in a row.
Right.
Come on, bro.
right,
You
okay.
you as a
To me,
Manchester
I look
United
at
fan,
that-
never forget that.
I look. Of course, he deserves it. So does Mahrez. But it's
I
just
think
kind
they
of
both
weird that
deserve it, dude.
Yoni's so adamant about the English striker
It's happening.
making it instead of the Algerian winger. That's probably one more than him.
Bro, I'm saying they both deserve it. I'm just saying it
Okay.
won't.
But you said Jamie Vardy will make it and Mahrez won't. You said that.
I think they will put Jamie Vardy in like 2035.
A lot of people. Like,
Mahrez is not.
listen, I love
I think
Conte.
everybody, all those good players from that Leicester team, Mahrez, Vardy, Conte will all make it.
Of course.
I hope so. I hope so.
will.
Okay, first of all,
I guarantee
Vardy,
they will. Whenever the
kept-
fuck that happens.
Vardy-
I mean, they need to
Vardy
change the
kept
way they add
scoring
people. That's why.
goals like for the last like 4 or 5 years
I
after.
don't have no problem
kept
with
scoring
doing
goals.
3 people.
Conte
bro.
went on
Like,
to be one of the best
don't
midfielders
oversaturate
in the
Hall of
world.
Fame.
Bro, Tiku, it's 3
Right.
people a year, and they're starting in
World Cup.
1992. They
I have no problem
They gotta
with
get
that.
through fucking
so?
30 Manchester United
Okay, it'll
players. It's
happen
gonna
one
take
time.
10 years
It'll-
just to fit.
It'll
Okay,
happen.
relax, bro. He's passing a lot of Manchester United players. Okay, maybe not Ryan Giggs and stuff like that, but he's passing
Like
a lot of
who?
Manchester
Like
United
who?
players.
Like who? I want to hear who you think should be in there.
Let me ask you a question on that. This is a very good one. This is a very good one. And I want to hear this because I'm excited. Who do you think deserves being in the Premier League Hall of Fame more? Mahrez or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Oh, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, bro.
Okay.
Okay.
Level-headed
Some people
response.
argue, I mean-
That was
I mean-
anticlimactic.
I mean, not really,
Bro,
because
keep
when
it
you look at
real.
Ronaldo's go look at Ronaldo's
He
stats.
won a Ballon d'Or
look
as
at-
a Premier League player, bro. Who's
But
the
Mahrez
last?
was at
who's
that.
the last
But
Ballon
Mahrez
d'Or
won.
winner as a Premier League player?
Mahrez.
I,
Sure.
I can't even think of
Sure.
one.
For sure.
Exactly.
Honestly, thinking about it, that is kind of anticlimactic.
Exactly. If you would have said like
people
like
argue,
David
but
Beckham,
you look at
I would have still said David Beckham.
some people don't argue Ronaldo
But-
is.
But don't tell me like
is up
Phil
there.
Neville,
Some people
because he
don't.
played a lot of games.
Some people don't argue Ronaldo
Gary
being
Neville.
one of the best.
Gil Neville, whatever his freaking name is.
Right.
Bro. I always say Phil.
He has,
always.
he has two
Well,
brothers.
he has
That's
a
his brother. That's his
I know,
brother.
but
That's his
I
No.
always mean Gary.
Going back to the
For the most
Ronaldo thing, a lot of people argue that Ronaldo's not like up there as one of the greatest Premier League players of all time. 'Cause
I'll
he
give you
never
one.
stayed
He's
The
that
greatest
long.
player,
Even though his
in
peak was there.
history.
Do you think he
Some
gets
people
in
argue
there?
like Henri.
Do you
outside
think he
Henri.
gets in there? Oh, before Nani.
Mahrez?
Okay, Yoni.
All right, bro. Don't make me come.
See,
I
that's
know
even-
you're
that's
good,
even-
bro.
That's even worse than my thing.
You
bro.
know, I
lies,
was
bro.
sitting here trying to think of a player who'd piss Ahmed off, and
Bro, give
Nani
me like
was
a
like
real
the
player.
closest.
Okay, ready? You
Yeah,
ready?
who's gonna make it? Kagawa
From
or
back
Mahrez?
then.
I could go.
Shinji Kagawa. No, but give me a solid
Shout out
player.
Mahrez.
Give me a solid player.
Okay,
from-
let me
from back
think
in the
because
day.
I gotta go one. I gotta go.
You ready?
I
You
gotta-
ready?
gotta go. Go.
It doesn't.
Wait,
have to be
you bring it
Manchester
up? I
United,
thought you were asking us. Wait,
no,
are you
no, go ahead,
asking
go ahead.
us to do this or
Go
you're?
ahead, go ahead,
Wait,
go ahead.
he
I
has
don't
a
know.
scenario.
Go
I
ahead.
want to hear it.
No, no,
Give
go
us a
ahead. No, no,
scenario.
go ahead.
Go. You go
I
first
don't.
because
I don't.
have
I
it.
don't. I don't. I
Wait,
don't.
Let me think. You gotta give me a moment. You gotta. This is pretty difficult. You know.
Bro, look at the some players back then, on like the Arsenal squad, Chelsea squad. I mean Chelsea.
Alexis Sanchez.
Pre 2004.
Alexis
That's a good one.
Sanchez is a good
Alexis
shout.
Sanchez.
Alexis
Alexis
Sanchez.
I'm sorry, bro. Mahrez. Like it's it's the same thing with
who's the
Hazard.
bet-
Like,
who's the
Hazard,
better player?
Hazard is what Sanchez thought he
I would
was.
say
I mean,
this:
Sanchez at one
Mahrez
point
is closer.
was
Mahrez is closer to Alexis Sanchez than he is to Hazard. If we're being honest. Sorry.
but he's better than Sanchez. Sanchez okay. First of all, Sanchez
Ooh. Like as a player or
Sanchez.
his legacy. I think as a player, Sanchez was better. Peak Sanchez was better.
I think okay.
Or-
Peak gets a different argument. As a legacy, not even close.
I mean, of course, he was
As a
an
player,
Arsenal.
bro. As a player, Sanchez was the best player
And also him at United
in
was
England. That's why you guys signed him, no?
Yeah.
But I
course.
mean, like
even though he's kind of like
he
Oh,
goes in way ahead. I'm talking about the all-time greats. Like
I don't think Mahrez
Okay,
is an
I'll give you
all-time
one.
great, bro.
This is a good
he's
one.
an all-time
This is a
Premier
good one.
League great.
This is a good one.
That's
I
what I'm
think
trying
this
to
is a
say.
good one.
Last
a
one
level
because
one.
let's
Riyad Mahrez,
He's an all-time.
Robin van Persie. Riyad Mahrez has more Premier Leagues, and he did it with
He's
Leicester.
resume.
I think Mahrez. I think Van Persie is such a like big name, but Mahrez should go in ahead of him. That's a good shout. But I think Mahrez will go. Bro, Mahrez.
You think Mahrez goes in the Premier
out,
League Hall
bro.
of Fame over Van Persie if you had to decide between the two?
No.
To be honest, legacy-wise,
I gotta go look at
Legacy
Van Persie.
wise,
You
but
gotta
they're
argue-
not. They're
you
not.
gotta
gonna-
like-
argue Mahrez.
Van
Like, we
Persie.
think like he was scoring 25
Van
goals in a single season. I don't know
Persie.
about that. I gotta go see. I gotta go look at his
Van
numbers.
Persie single-handedly got us like the Premier League
Yeah,
in
that's
2013.
you guys, bro. One
Right. That team was really
and
bad.
and
That Leicester team
really-
might have been
you
better.
talking about really bad, bro. This guy's like talking about Leicester City.
They had
Don't
Wayne
talk about
Rooney,
really
bro.
bad.
Come on.
That Leicester City team was fucking good, bro.
They were good. They were
Yeah,
good.
they were so good that
They
they,
were good.
finished like 14th, like the first year they got
Oh,
insane.
what? It was all about. It was
And-
all about. That's
and
it.
they just got relegated, bro. So that's
They
their
lost
culture.
like they lost a lot of their players after
Yeah,
that,
bro.
bro. Danny
That's-
Drinkwater, Conte.
Danny Drinkwater. That
Anyway,
was the worst time. out of all.
let's let's move on. Danny Drinkwater signed for Chelsea for 35 million, bro.
That was fucking. That was so
Anyway,
stupid.
let's
But
move
they
on.
did it only
16.
because he was English.
Let's
That's
move
the reason why.
on. Let's talk about UFC 291.
Oof.
Moving into combat sports. This is exciting because not only are we going to talk about
That's
the card,
something.
but we have a couple of Twitter posts that we want to go over, particularly Justin Gaethje.
Exciting.
So, Ahmed, if you want to pull that card up. and
Gaethje.
do the breakdown. Justin Gaethje, the baddest motherfucker, bro. I love the
Motherfucker.
memes. I love the memes, bro. He's
About
just
what?
where he's just sitting there like.
Oh yeah.
Like an idiot, and it's like, Justin, don't worry, we'll get you some chocolate ice cream after. And he's like, okay, thank you.
I've never seen a fighter take more. First of all, let me put my camera. I've never seen a fighter take more damage and get older, and yet improve their speech. Like he's getting, bro. Like you hear him at his press conference.
Yeah,
Like he can completely finish every single word, all that. Bro, like his first couple like fights.
It's like
after
the hits
fight,
are like fixing his brain.
You
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And his fight style too has improved in terms of IQ and all that.
yeah,
so.
he's a more careful
no,
fighter, I think, as well.
He is.
I mean, he's not about careful. He's
Yeah, I don't know about careful, but
Yeah, he
he's
used to be way
smarter in
worse.
terms-
He used to be way
Yeah,
worse.
yeah.
He
Well,
used to
he's
take
more
hits
technical
like,
in his. He's more technical
be-
in his wars.
he used to be like I
What's
could
that?
land a couple shots on him, like because like he just wants to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
hit.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But let's get to UFC 291.
Let's do it.
Baddest.
I will say though. I will say this. I was going between Earl Spence and UFC.
Okay,
cards,
first of all,
so I'm not gonna be completely
this was
like.
the biggest night of my life this
Oh,
year
okay. Oh wow.
in terms
Wow.
of combat sports, bro.
Oh,
And guess
okay.
what, bro? I
I was
couldn't
about
be
to say
home.
that's sad.
I couldn't be home, bro. I couldn't be home to watch it, bro. I was waiting, bro. I've been waiting for Spence and Crawford for years.
So where were
And that
you?
one day I was busy.
I
had
thought
to
you
do
went-
something.
Oh my bad, sorry. But I thought you were like out to watch it because I'm like going out to watch.
Okay, I mean, if
fight
it was
event,
like
it's
like
kinda
Devontae
crazy.
Davis, like or something like a regular fight, yeah, maybe because now you know all that.
But
stuff.
that's what I'm saying. You were doing something. Right.
Not Crawford Spence, bro. I mean, I had to be locked
Yeah,
up in
you
a cage by
locked
myself,
in.
bro.
You locked in a dark room by yourself, away from
Yeah.
society for at least 14 hours before, just rewatching tape and shadowboxing in the dark.
The thing-
Like, that
bro,
makes sense.
Literally exactly what happened, bro.
We need to start
Exactly.
doing fight companions more often, but like not tell Ahmed that he's live. 'Cause
I have-
remember the
bro,
video of him with
you know what's
Amanda
crazy?
Nunes? Oh,
Yeah. Absolutely disturbed the
You know what's
neighbors. And
crazy?
mom came in running in the room thinking this guy
I don't know about that.
got abducted by
But-
aliens or something.
If you guys remember, like 2-3 weeks ago, Dane Hooker versus Jalen Turner,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
absolute wild fight.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew it was gonna be absolute wild, bro. And I started recording like myself to see my reaction. Bro, and like, bro, when this guy got head kicked in the face, bro, my soul left my body. You can just see it. Like,
Right.
You need to send that.
Yeah, like
bro.
that.
Yeah, I
This,
wanna
No,
all right,
no.
so this is what we're gonna do. This is gonna be like a new thing
we
we
should
do.
do the companion.
You need to record. Yeah, facts. We do need to do more companions, but also we need to
Cards
do
getting crazy.
just you like recording. We just need reaction.
Just a
That's
meds
all.
reaction.
Just put a camera somewhere. Just a reaction, and that's like our new thing. A meds reaction. It could go viral, bro, on TikTok and everything, bro. It's
Oh,
it's funny.
oh.
It's funny.
Oh yeah, but
Anyways,
speaking of
anyways.
UFC 291, baddest motherfucker alive, belt award, whatever you want to call it. BMF on the line. Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. I mean, you talk about like the most. I think like you kind of said that the most unexpected finish.
Right.
Justin.
Which some
Gaethje-
people disagreed with when you
Bro,
commented
stop
that.
it, bro.
They were stupid. They were like, "How you didn't
Yeah,
expect a
I
TKO? I
I was
expected a
smacking-
TKO, bro.
Bro,
but
Bro,
that,
this is bro. This is what
A
I'm
leg
talking about.
kick is
And
kinda crazy.
nobody
I was
knows
shocked,
this.
and I said that night of.
And I told you guys this like a long time ago. Nobody is more like sensitive and more like protective of their sport. And that guy was like not even like a hardcore fucking MMA fan. Like most likely, those guys would be like, "Oh, you're a casual, bro. If you would have, if you would have studied, you know
they
that
love
Justin
that.
Gaethje in his last couple fights is starting throwing the high kick. You crazy, bro? Like to catch Dustin Poirier with a
Nice.
head kick like that was shocking, unexpected. That was like when Mirko fucking Crocop got knocked out by some Spanish dude. I think Gonzalez
Brandon
back
Schaub?
in the day.
No, Brandon, not that one.
Schaub too. That was nasty. But I think Gonzalez,
Brandon Schwab.
Gabriel Gonzalez, absolutely knocked him out with his like signature move head kick,
Yeah,
and he just dropped to the ground. And that's bro, Dustin Poirier, bro. Like you're watching him as he's dropping. You're like, oh shit, he's out. And it
Yeah,
was
it's done.
insane.
That was fucking insane because, like I said, I was switching to the fights, and I'm like, yo, Dustin Poirier, because I had Dustin Poirier winning that fight, and I'm like, yo, Dustin Poirier, he's doing a little good. He's doing, I thought he was winning the round.
Yeah, but
I
at that
think he was
point,
winning that round itself, and then I'm seeing Errol Spence get his ass beat. And I'm talking to my friends who were doing that, and I don't know why I looked to this freaking TV, and I just see this guy.
That was the
get
beginning
his
of the second
fucking
round too,
head.
like 10 seconds in.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. There's not really much to really say about that
Really
fight.
not.
I mean, it was a very good kick. I think it was right from the get. I was expecting a war, right? I was expecting someone to get knocked out. TKO, KO, whatever. A leg kick, surprise. I said that.
I was expecting like a TKO, like stop by
Exactly.
punches.
Exactly.
Not a flush out
Right.
unconscious.
Right. I thought Dustin Poirier was looking really good. I thought the leg kicks was going to work for Gaethje as the fight was going to keep going, because he was it was hurting him. It was hurting Dustin a little bit, but there's not really much to say about that. Just a fucking amazing, well placed kick. I just wonder. I think more a better discussion would be what's the future for Gaethje now. But
And
I'll
Poirier.
let you go. Yeah, same thing for both.
And before we
Right.
get there, just once again, I mean, the last time that we were in that fucking very arena, you know what happened? Usman got his head kicked
Yeah.
off. Absolute madness, bro.
Funny.
So,
That was a great tweet that you posted.
Next year when we're
Trevor
in Utah,
Whitman.
I think that was Yoni.
Right.
Yeah, Trevor Whitman,
Right.
fucking.
Yeah, that was a good tweet.
But next year when they go back to Utah, I know the main event guy is going to be like absolute like shitting themselves.
Oh yeah,
But,
that's the bad place.
Justin Gaethje, if you beat, I think that Russian dude, his name is leaving me.
Justin Gaethje.
The Matrix dude, the Matrix. He
What
just
the
beat him.
hell are you talking about? Justin
Oh,
Gaethje
no,
just
man.
beat him?
Justin Gaethje just. All right, but he
Fizaev?
beat Dustin.
Fizaev.
Exactly, bro.
Rafael
Like,
Fizaev.
if you beat
Surprised you
Rafa,
for-
fucking
I thought you were talking about some guy I never knew. Honestly.
Yeah.
no, because like there's a couple
Anyways.
of this, Sarukian, Gamrot.
Right.
But if you beat
Gamrot's
Rafa fucking Fizaev and then you beat Dustin freaking Poirier back to back, I'm sorry, bro. Like I mean that's better wins than Charles has had. I mean Charles just beat Dariush, right? Dariush wasn't even himself that night,
Right.
but that's still a monstrous win.
Right.
But he beat two guys who were, I mean Dustin Poirier, his resume is already there. Fizaev was running up everybody
yeah.
else.
Yeah,
Scary
he
guy.
was
Nobody wants to fight.
And
Nobody wants to fight him.
Very good performance. Very good performance.
So I
from
think
Gaethje.
if they want to, obviously Charles and Islam is done, but if they want to wait for the winner of that, I would love to see Connor and him finally get in there, because they've been talking about this for like years. I'm talking about like summer of 2019, summer of 2018, stuff like that. So
Those are the
I would love
tweets
to see
I wanna
that.
talk about.
That'd be a great fight.
Because
That would be a great fight.
we can get there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because after he the reporter asked him, right? She was like, "Are you interested in that Connor fight?" And he goes, "I'm not interested in fighting someone on steroids." What do you think though? Do you think Justin, cuz this guy Jason Williams tweeted out, which is crazy why Twitter doesn't let me see the post now, but this guy Jason Williams tweeted out at Jason EG33.
Oh,
We all know. You know him?
I don't know him, but I know like he's
Okay.
like yeah.
We all know Justin would beat the dog shit out of Connor, right? Oh yeah, he has 10K followers, so you maybe do know him. What do you guys think? Do you think he beats the dog shit out of Connor?
Yeah,
I think he would.
now. I think right now it's
Do you think he beats the dog shit out of him?
Probably.
I think-
I mean,
I think
what has Connor shown to
it's-
us that he's like anywhere the level of Justin Gaethje? I mean, we would have to see.
I don't know about
when
that.
he goes
Let's
against
take it
the other
easy.
turn. What has Connor shown?
He was piecing up Dustin Poirier on the feet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
He's got one of the best hands still
Right.
in that whole division.
Right.
I think when you look at or you can argue the top 15. When you look at the top 15, this is the best matchup for him, because this is the guy who throws caution to the wind, who as soon as he gets hit is gonna get crazy. We don't know in a Connor fight with the press conference and all that. This guy doesn't want to wrestle. He only wants to throw. The only thing is those calf kicks. those are gonna kill him. When you talk about the matchup wise,
Well, he has a titanium rod in his leg now,
Conor
so it'll kill Gaethje.
Titanium Raw, yeah. But I mean, matchup wise, like I said, and then we look at like the name value, like he's coming off 2 huge wins. This could put Conor right back. It's up to Justin really, because like he could easily wait for the belt. He can go to Abu Dhabi, weigh in, and do all that, but he said he don't want to do that. He's next, but he's probably looking at Conor like you said, or like you have Conor in your head, biggest money, easiest guy in the top 15 probably. So I don't know. We'll see. It
I think it makes sense
for both guys. For both guys.
I think it makes sense if Conor beats Chandler, though, right?
But he's
I
not
mean,
gonna fight Chandler.
they're not
I mean,
gonna fight.
he's either gonna fight
Because-
Chandler or Justin.
That's
They're not.
gonna happen.
So
It's not
how's that happen?
No, I
So
mean
what the
it's
fuck is going on with
scheduled.
this
So
course?
like
That's
that's
what
the
I'm
guy he's
saying.
supposed to fight, but he wants to switch over to Justin because he, in his head, he's probably thinking like, all right, Michael Chandler, if he really wants to, he can pick me up and throw me down on the ground, slam me.
Right. But whatever. I'm not even gonna get into that. But that's the thing now. When you look at
Think
it
Justin would
from,
do
no, I don't think he would. But I think it's just funny for Conor to. Did you not think of that when you accepted the fight?
I mean,
And
bro,
did
this is
Ultimate
what
Fighter
he
and
does, Connor, bro. He'll
I know.
fight. He'll
That's
fight.
what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll fight everybody. He says that. But anyways, I don't want to get into that. But I think now where does that put for the title, right? When you look at Islam's gonna fight Charles, right? And I did say that. I think that makes sense. I do think if he beats Charles, the next fight to make is him versus Volk again. So where does that put? Let's just say Conor does fight
Well,
Chandler.
that makes perfect sense then.
Do they fight for the interim belt or do they fight for
Oh, no. There'll be
just
no
fight each
interim
other and
belts.
whoever wins gets right. So they'll fight
There's
and
no
whoever
way
wins that
Connor's
fight.
coming back to an interim belt or any belt type of
I
fight.
wouldn't be surprised, man. He'll just be like, "I'm the real champ. I've never
Like the
did
best case scenario he'll get is an opportunity to fight the number 1 guy after Charles, and that's what he would get
Right.
if he were to fight Justin. But
Right.
he's not getting.
But then
no
then
championship opportunity.
that would be. But then that would be, that would set him up for Islam to fight them, right? later on in the
listen,
year.
bro, like Volk, I would
2024.
love to see the fight again. I would love to see the fight again. But this is only if Islam wants to do it again. He beat him. He beat him in Australia.
wants to do.
Minimum 3 rounds. It was 4 rounds in my book. So if he wants to do it again, we could do it again like later on. But like,
Let me ask you-
I mean, bro,
I don't know,
Islam
man.
Islam has plans.
I don't know, man.
And he's not waiting for Volk. Islam looking up. So it's.
But I think
defend the
it kinda
belt a
makes
couple more
sense.
times, and we're
Right.
going up.
But I think that kind of makes sense because let's just say Volk fights Tapia, right? He beats him up. What does Volk have to do anymore at that weight class? I think he moves up at lightweight, right?
There's
And then
still a
you
couple guys
fight
he hasn't
Volk.
beat, but I guess yeah, he can move up.
But then that's what I'm saying. He fights Volk at lightweight, beat him, or loses or whatever. I don't know. Then he fights Gaethje, and then he moves up. I think that kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, but
Or
it's about the timeline.
Connor. I think the timeline makes sense. When
Yeah,
would
no,
Gaethje?
if
when
it
would
makes
this?
sense?
When
Then yeah,
would?
because that would
Right.
be
I think
that
it
would
kind of
be,
makes sense.
4 title defenses. He ties Khabib, and I think he'll be fine going up then.
Right. It would be. I think it
uh,
would make sense. Islam would fight either Connor or Gaethje late 2024. But now that's a big gap from when are they going to schedule that? Right? Aren't they saying Connor might be back December?
that's like
No,
the
no,
latest he
can't.
could be
can't
back now.
because we don't know
The
if
latest.
He
He
entered
nah,
the
bro.
pool.
Like
So what? Like
bro,
February?
The
March?
UFC announced Brock Lesnar back a week before he was supposed to fight. This guy was roided up on steroids. They didn't give a damn, bro. They don't care. Like whatever makes the most money, they'll bring Conor back. They'll put some loopholes and stuff like that.
I don't know.
And whatever,
I don't know.
bro.
Let me ask you guys
Right.
another
Dana?
question.
It was
That
about-
makes sense.
While
I
we're
would
on
like
the
that
topic
fight.
of
I would like that
Justin
fight. I would like that
Um,
fight.
Do you
Gaethje Conor
guys
would be make
do
a
you
lot of
think
sense.
do you guys think Justin Gaethje is higher than Tony Ferguson on the lightweight GOAT list?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean,
Nah.
Tony beat a lot of guys consecutively. He also has an interim belt, I guess, whatever that counts. He beat a lot of guys, and like the way he beat them, like Justin. Okay, yeah, he's hurting a lot of guys and stuff like that, but he's beating. I mean, Tony was like,
And also,
I mean, that whole page
Gaethje
of fighters.
has lost a lot to top guys.
Yeah, and
Does say
Yeah.
Khabib, Tony is losing now, but we all know that this is
Yeah.
not his best.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, you got to remember the reason he's losing
Charles.
now started with Justin Gaethje, kind of. I mean, it started with Charles Oliveira, but
I have
Justin
my own
Gaethje.
theory about that. But
It did. It did. I mean, it did. Sorry, he literally that's the fight he lost.
no,
And
yeah,
don't remember, Tony Ferguson knocked his ass down. It's just a fucking
second round.
right after the belt. So, I mean the bell. So
Yeah.
I would put
both,
Tony
exactly.
Ferguson ahead of him. Shout out.
Ahmed, any other
I agree.
significant fights we want to run through real quick?
The card. It was a pretty nice card.
Yeah.
Alex Pereira versus Jan Blachowicz. That was the fight that I didn't really get to watch, but I heard that Jan really gassed out, right? And
Surprisingly.
like he was kind of angry that he didn't get the win, but fans were like, oh, you got to do more. Alex is a big win for him at light heavyweight. So I mean, you beat Jan, he's right up there, and Alex versus Yeri fight for a light heavyweight belt is a beautiful fight. Let's do that somewhere like in Japan.
my
We gotta do that in Japan, bro. Let's do that in Japan or China.
That's
Do
what
that
I said.
somewhere.
I was said, yo, when it was Adesanya Jiri, that would have been good in Japan.
let's do it in Japan.
I think
mean,
this makes sense. Yo, they got to do it in Japan, right? What?
Well,
like
well,
they
they
haven't
could
done
do-
a Japan one in a while, so they
I
haven't
don't
at
think
all.
they've
I
ever
don't
done
know.
it
I
in
don't
Japan.
remember.
Yeah, Japan,
Right?
Korea,
Something
and,
like that.
and China are the only places they go.
Right.
That kind of market.
Japan would be fire.
Right.
But yeah,
That would be
Derek
fun.
Lewis knocks out Lima in 30 seconds. Takes his pants
What do you
off.
think's
Obviously,
gonna
Some
happen
fucking-
with Derek
Ferguson.
oh my
Lewis? Do you
God.
guys think Derek Lewis is
Damn,
bouncing?
bro. He should bounce.
He should.
And I've heard rumors that if he goes to PFL, that he'll be the first fight for Francis Ngannou, an actual MMA ring over
Really?
there. So that makes sense. And obviously, Derek Lewis has a win over Francis.
I know, but that was one of the worst fights I've ever
Yeah,
seen in
yeah,
my life.
the worst fight in probably UFC history. That
So-
one with Rose and Carla.
And they're both two at like
God, I hate that fight.
they're
I was
like
so angry.
different
that fight.
like.
didn't
and
even
then
pay for
also they
pay-per-view.
both had like two different like stages of their career, right? Francis is
Francis
probably
is
at his
gonna
best.
absolutely
Derek
eat him up.
Lewis. Yeah. Shout out Derek Lewis. I'm I was very critical of him of his like whole UFC. I didn't think he was as good as people thought. He's a heavyweight.
no,
He has knockout power.
Most
this and
knockouts
that,
and all
blah,
that.
blah,
Yeah,
blah.
he has records and stuff. So
Right.
you got to give him that.
Right.
And,
But
I do
the
give him
most-
that, but I think he was never a championship.
and the
quality.
most iconic
And I do think
UFC interview ever.
right.
my
right.
bowels was
yeah,
also-
yeah. Balls is
You
hot.
know,
So,
saying this
shout out him.
motherfucking
He did lose a lot of weight for that fight, and he looked good. I mean,
Has
bro,
abs now.
he fucking did a flying knee to start out the thing as like a heavyweight.
He's
That's
always
kinda
been
crazy.
like very athletic for a big ass guy.
Yeah,
Right.
he moves well.
Shout out. I
Uh,
just don't like him because the robbery against Latifi. That fucking
Oh,
my
yeah,
god!
I
in
remember that. I
Houston,
remember that fight. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was so
I mean,
fucking
like
disgusting, bro.
it was like just a pretty
Of course,
crazy ass fight to watch anyway.
robbery.
But let's get to the prelims though. Bonfreme, 15-0 now. Not big name to watch at welterweight. Welterweights are starting to stack up their names. Young guys like Jack Della, whatever his name is. Bonfreme now, stuff like that.
Right.
So Roman
good.
Kopylov, nasty head kick knockout. That was nasty. Our Muslim brother
Right.
Jake Matthews gets a huge win over there.
Jake
Darius
Matthews
Flowers.
is Muslim.
Come on, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. I sent you this on Instagram too.
Oh, this is the guy. That's funny.
Jake Matthews, bro.
That's funny.
Jake Matthews, the Aussie. Ursul Smedic, our favorite Serbian. The only reason why I bring him up,
Speak for
like
yourself,
first of all,
brother.
the fight was a great fight. Both guys are like top guys in my opinion, or like very good guys, and they really showed some shit. But bro, he had the same injury that I have right now. Ursul Smedic. I'm saying right now, bro. And
How'd you
it's
get it?
Just
How'd
crazy.
you get it? I'm curious.
No, because obviously,
Fighting?
like this fight happened on Saturday,
course.
right?
Yeah.
This fight happened on Saturday, and I was looking at his injury. It was like, bro, he can't fight anymore. He can't fight anymore. But and I have the injury right now. I'm walking around fine. But thank God. So
I want to
it's,
thank
It's
you
crazy.
for my performance.
His ankle was like swollen up. It was crazy. But yeah,
Uh.
that's pretty much all that matters. Justin Gaethje ends the night in a nasty knockout. Let's get to the other combat sports that was going on that night, the more historic night. But we need to go for that areas.
Dun, dun,
Yeah, it
baby.
says boxing.
Yeah, baby.
Boxing was his first love. So
Of course.
I mean, I was kind of looking at it as like a historic night. Obviously, like
Of course.
I mean, like we talk about like the best boxers since like 2000. since like
Right.
we've been fans. Like these are two of the top 10 guys easily. And then two best guys going at it. They find. And speaking of boxing, what boxing has done this year with playing and Benavidez, Tank, and Garcia, seeing a lot of big fights. So this was the biggest fight in boxing.
So
I don't even know how to start.
I'll start it off. So going to about this is a big year for boxing. I can argue boxing has been pretty big, bigger than UFC this year.
Yeah.
With all the great fights that they've had. I do argue that. And I will this is gonna be kind of crazy. I'm gonna give a credit to somebody that I was very critical of, and it might shock you guys. I do think a lot of these big fights are happening is because of Jake Paul.
It's not.
It is.
Yes.
It is. And what? Let
He's
me explain.
coming to terms with it, baby.
Not because of this guy. Not because of this guy is actually fighting, because that has nothing to do with that. I think these boxers have finally realized, wow, this is a crazy revelation, guys. I'm just telling you. The money you can make when you actually fight each other. Wow. Oh my God, guys. Maybe it's worth it to fight each other for the bag instead of having a fucking loss on your record. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It never made it sense. It was dumb, stupid politics. And I'm going to give credit to Jake Paul because he brought this into boxing. He's put it in the mainstream. He's realized there's fucking money to be made, that this kid, Jake Paul, comes in and makes fucking 10, 15, 20 million. I want that too. Shout out to the buys. I think both of them made 25 million this fight.
Wow.
Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford.
That's insane.
Terrence Crawford.
25
and
million
they
each.
sold. Yes. And I think they sold around like 700K, which is not that much, but when you look at it from
I think it was
$85,
$55
like
million.
Everybody was watching the fight though.
correct. I mean, in the era of streaming, an era of inflation, an era where that pay-per-view was $85, by the way.
Yeah, that was
I paid for it.
ridiculous.
I paid for it because I want
a lot of people were paying for that. That's ridiculous, bro.
personally,
like-
to me, if it's a fight I really
Or
want,
even if
I'm
you
gonna
do
pay
have
for it.
money, that's a
right?
ridiculous.
It's a lot. No,
price.
it's fucking
It's a-
ridiculous money. It's ridiculous money.
Crazy
And
price,
I
bro.
think I personally, the way I looked at it was, it's a fight I've wanted for years. I'm gonna pay to watch it,
You have to,
and
yeah.
also me paying for it results in hopefully fights happening, because why would guys want to fight each other if they're not gonna make money?
True.
Right.
That's
It
fair.
wasn't a million buys. I think people were I was kind of shocked, maybe a million buys, but it was more like boxing savants rather than mainstream and casuals to watch it,
It
which
should
is
have been a
fine.
million.
So shockingly, credit to Jake Paul. I will say that. I'll still want to fight you guys whenever you guys want to do that. I'm down. Give me fucking 6 months or something. You've been doing it for like 3 years. Like, give me training, and I'll fight him.
Oh, yeah.
But
Jake-
6 months of my
let's get
training.
into the fight.
I'm glad. Wait,
Why-
because I want to comment on this because this is something I've been trying to convince you of for like 2 years now. And
No, you try. No, but go ahead.
no, I've been telling you for a while now that Jake Paul is good for boxing. Jake Paul is very good for boxing. I think
Okay.
Mike Tyson said it recently. He came out
Okay.
and said Jake Paul is very good for boxing, and he is. I think
No offense.
he does nothing to harm
No offense.
boxing.
I love
bro.
Mike. I love Mike, but he's definitely has something invested in him for him to be
He
on his
probably
dick
does,
like that.
but is he wrong
No
though? You're
offense.
agreeing.
He's
with
been
him right
on
now.
his ass. He's
You're
been on
agreeing
his
with him
dick
right
since the get.
But you're agreeing with him right now.
Okay, but like they have their own motivations to why they say that. You know,
All right,
I
but
want
do
to
you
see a
disagree?
neutral guy.
Do
you
As a
disagree?
neutral guy ever came out and said anything, no,
Do you disagree?
I agree. I said I agree to the point that he's good to realize there's money to be made in the sport. Yeah.
Ever since
But I don't
Jake
think
Paul-
them fight like him
And it's not
fighting
just Jake
Nate
Paul.
Diaz has been an absolute. Have you seen the press conference? Have you seen the build up? This is
So
an absolute
trash.
disgrace. It's a
So
disgrace.
trash.
What the fuck is that? I don't think that's good for boxing. And I guarantee you this fight is gonna flop so bad for Jake Paul. Watch.
It's gonna
You
be
see.
bad.
Nobody wants to watch him fight Nate Diaz. No offense. Nobody. Me, I don't.
I'm
It's not
paying
like
for the
he's fighting Tommy
pay-per-view
Fury.
I'm gonna
Oh.
pay for that pay-per-view just so I
Here's the
can
damn.
take
Wait,
away your
enjoy your
pay-per-view
money.
buy
Enjoy-
for Spence versus Crawford.
Enjoy wasting
By
his
the
time
way,
if you want.
Spence
about
versus
some real
Crawford
boxing.
made
Right.
700. Actually, we'll talk about it after we talk about the fight. Let's talk
Right.
about the fight,
Right.
and then
So-
I have a question to bring.
You said giving credit though. I will give credit to both fighters because to be the best in the world and to know that there's someone out there who could be better than you and to test yourself, that's
Right.
what boxing and that's
Credit.
what sports like, especially like
That's what's supposed
sports
to be.
where you're by yourself.
That's why
That's what it's
Right.
all about.
this is
And the
that's
fans,
that's
and the
why I agree
fans.
with you.
The fans have been clamoring for this for years and years
Exactly.
and years.
This was the fight
it
to
was
make.
HBO, ESPN,
Right.
all that nonsense stuff like
Right.
that. So,
Right. Bob and
the fight got
Aram
done.
and politics, boxing politics. Finally, we got that fight. So let's get into it because it was an absolute fucking shock. Ahmed.
But let's get from everything,
Right.
like from the beginning, bro. Like,
Right.
all right, Let's just get to the fight first. The walkout and everything. The walkout.
Eminem.
Some
I'm not gonna lie.
random.
Usually,
Eminem wasn't even
usually,
rapping. That shit was like that didn't even make sense.
That was so
But
stupid.
anyways,
But that was
yeah, I didn't get
that
that.
was tough. That was tough. But let's get to Spence first
was.
because he was the first one to walk out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I sensed a little bit of like nervousness from Spence, right? And from Crawford when he came out, everything was perfect. To walk out with a fishnet, to walk out with Eminem, to walk out with that song, and immediately as soon
Oh
as
my
he
God.
stepped in the ring, his eyes never left Spence Jr., bro, and he was locked in like I've never seen Crawford. And I've watched like every big fight
Right.
Crawford's been into.
Right.
Never seen him like that,
Right.
like that. And of course, it's the biggest fight. He's been training as hard as he's ever been, so of course he's gonna be locked in. But he was like scary locked in.
That was one of the my
That's
first
the first thing
thoughts.
we have to get to. Yeah, the walkout
Those
and,
were my
and how
first
locked
thoughts.
in
Right.
Crawford was.
Right. I mean, I think I told because I was watching with a couple friends. I was like, "Yo, he looks fucking locked in."
Scary,
and I was
bro.
the
Imagine
guy,
if you're
and I
staring-
had
staring
Spence
down
winning,
you.
and I'm like, "Damn, And I do agree with you about Spence. I didn't sense like nervousness from Spence.
That's just
I
how
just
he is,
sensed,
Spence.
like
Laid back.
correct. But I sense like he wasn't confident. That's what I sensed. Like he wasn't as confident as he was before. He's a very laid back guy. Like I understand that, but he was just like, I don't know. It was just a weird thing. Maybe because
I don't know about confidence. I
hindsight,
think
we've seen his ass-
maybe like
we've seen
maybe
his ass
like
get
sense
beat
of
the fuck up.
urgency.
Right. Maybe. But like you said, that's his thing. So I'm not gonna put too much into it. But going into the fight itself, Ahmed, I was looking at the first round. I think Spence won that round. I think he was aggressor.
Yeah, no, Spence
I
won the
seen
first
it from
round.
the get. I seen it from like the minute 30. I'm like, yep. We know how this fight's gonna go. Spence is gonna be the aggressor. Bud's gonna be the counter puncher. Let's see what happens. I think the first round was going the way you seen. I seen a couple things where Spence could have done a little bit better, but I think he won that round. And then the second round happened, and then he got dropped. And that fight, and it's just a fight.
No, for me,
It was never a fight
that's where the
after
fight
that.
ended.
Right.
That's what the fight ended.
Exactly. It was never a fight after that.
And
I think
it was
that one punch knockdown was like, oh shit. Spence was like, oh shit.
That was the first time he's been knocked down in his career, I think.
ever.
I believe so. Yeah,
That's
I believe
insane.
so.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, and that was like,
And he got knocked
and
down
I
three
looked at
times.
that. I'm like,
And it was early, man.
I was like,
second round.
Second round, bro, but like the punches he was landing, Crawford, right? Like to know when to throw them, like the perfect, like he had
Bro.
every toolbox, and he's always said like
Do you know how I
Yeah.
described it? My description, and it's funny because I go into work a couple days after. I believe it was the next day, 2 days after, and my coworker says the same thing. That dude was like a surgeon, bro. It was just a straight surgical performance, just like
Right.
the smallest
he's always said this, Crawford.
spaces. Incredible, literally like a surgeon. I think there's no better way to describe it.
That he has the most like the most tools in the toolbox, and he had, bro, everything like sharp. He was as sharp as I've ever seen him before, and Spence wasn't. Like Spence immediately
Hell.
like he just looked like he wasn't the same. And of course,
Right.
Crawford was a big reason why. I mean, the jab.
Right.
First of all, people don't understand
surprising.
that his right hand
Yeah.
is his actual like he's a righty, but he fights southpaw. Therefore, his
Right.
power, his jab is pretty much like
Right.
his a power
That's
Yeah.
how I. That's like
slap
me.
to the face, bro. That's how I am. That's
I
how.
do the
That's
same
how.
thing. I don't know why. It's just
I don't know. It's just weird. Maybe it's the Connor effect. We just watched Connor so long.
Maybe,
We're like,
yeah.
yeah, we want to be like Connor.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. But yeah, everything,
which is
he had,
surprising because
the
Errol Spence.
counter, the
Errol
timing.
Spence is known to have the jab. The jab is what he's known for.
But he's also
So
known to like get hit, like
right,
going in for. I mean, Kell Brook in the first couple rounds
of
pieced him
course,
up with the
yeah,
jab alone.
right,
Ugas, I mean, Danny Garcia had him, stuff like that. But
right. But it's
you
different level.
expected you expected the defense to be better, but I kind of expected him to get hit going forward. And there was also a moment I think in the second round, like second or third round, where Spence, after getting dropped, unleashed like maybe like 6 or 7 straight body shots, and Crawford just ate him, and
Yeah,
then on the break pushed him off.
right.
You could kind of see that Crawford, it
The-
was gonna be his
the-
night,
right. Yeah,
but but like all the hype, right? All the hype, and these are the two best fighters at their weight class, two of the greatest fighters ever. And the fight was over in 4 minutes because I mean, Crawford. That's how long he needed to really be like, all right, he can't hurt me. I'm going all in, and I'm gonna do what I have to do. Put him down 3 times, and Crawford, everything was on point for Crawford, and everything went wrong for Spence, unfortunately.
right, right. No, it was just it was a very shocking performance. I don't think anybody, everyone's saying, "Oh, I said that was going to happen." You're a liar. You're a liar.
No.
Or you got lucky. Or you
is
got
it-
lucky. No,
is it
man.
possible for Spence to get
Well-
like dropped and hurt? But like I expected both guys to
An
like, get hurt and
absolute-
stuff
Shout
like that.
out, shout out to Mo, bro. He actually was pretty accurate in his assessment.
But that's
I mean,
no, but
he
yeah,
didn't
no.
say-
Mo's like thing. I saw that was pretty spot on. But that
Yeah.
was exactly what every single boxing head that's why we were so excited about this, because it was a
Right.
50-50 fight. But being the counter striker that Crawford is, if he does like get some knockdowns early, then the confidence will go down for Spence, and
Right.
then
Right.
he's only gonna land better shots as the fight goes on, because he's
Right,
gonna get
right.
slower and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, listen, you can look at the signs. The signs were there in hindsight. You look at it, obviously you have to, like, I'm sorry, bro. The car accident definitely played a factor. You cannot lie about that, right? The
So the video that I sent you.
surgery with his eye, right. This is of course the retinal surgery in his eye definitely played in factor.
That's a big
You look at his all the knockdowns. Every single one of them was when he attacked that eye. Go look at it. So you cannot tell me that those were not an issue and it didn't play a factor. Also, I do think I don't want to make excuses for Errol Spence, because at the end of the day, I think Bud did win fair and square, and he did. But you have to see these factors to be the reason why he lost. I do think he took a lot of time off. I do think he was rusty. And to come in to fight Bud Crawford, who's arguably the second best fighter of this generation, he's locked in. He's ready to go. You can't do that. Also, I do think being at that weight class for so long has definitely did something to Errol Spence. So
Definitely.
you can these are factors, but I don't want to say because he got outboxed at the end of the day, right? Errol Spence is supposed to be the bigger guy. The power that Bud Crawford showing was you wouldn't even realize that. Maybe it's because he had to go down cut weight to go that weight, and he doesn't have the same power as he would at like 154. But you can't make that excuses because that's how it is. You know what I mean? So it was definitely shocking, one side as it was. But I'm gonna put. I'm gonna give credit. This is boxing. This is how you differentiate yourself from everyone else. You want to be great, you have to be great. And I think Bud Crawford showed why he is great, and and Spence is just a good fighter in this generation. So shout out Bud Crawford, first ever 2-time undisputed champion in the 4-belt era, and that was shocking.
It's
I
a
didn't
very
know that.
very hard divisions to do it too. And to beat some
Exactly,
tough
and-
guys.
and-
I mean,
and
And
Spence,
he's probably not done.
listen, Spence beat all the champions, but Crawford beat the guy, and how he beat him. So he left no
Right.
doubt. The only thing about Crawford is that he was coming in and saying that the respect wasn't there. And while I agree, I also don't agree. I feel like in terms of like maybe like media,
I mean, what?
media and all that,
Yeah.
like he should be like he should have always been like it. Once you say Spence,
Ahmed.
say Crawford.
Right.
And we've always
Right.
said that. Boxing fans have always
Right.
said that. But
Right.
but
But
that's
Ahmed, let me
also
ask you a
how,
question.
like,
What was the pound for pound list going into this fight? Right.
I think he
It
was
it
like
was
top
Bud
3,
Crawford.
or he was number 1, right?
He should be number one. I mean,
Or he was definitely top
Noah
3. He was
probably
always
was one.
he was always
Like,
top
for like
5 for the
4
past
days,
couple of
but
years. So
to me, he was number one.
yeah, I mean, he was
I
always
just
top
thought
5
Errol
for sure.
Spence can beat him. I think it was going to be very close. I think stylistically, I think
I
Errol
thought these
Spence
were the
was
two best guys we gotta see.
exactly for sure. No, that's without
Crawford was
even
obviously,
no need even
and
to. Of course, Crawford showed he was the better fighter, but I
he
do
was the
think
favorite going into it.
exactly right,
So,
exactly. That's what I'm
but
kind of saying. Like, what do you mean? He
but this
definitely
is
got his
also
respect that he
but this is also what these absolute like great psychos do, bro. They
right,
create narratives in their head,
right. It's
and
like
that's
it's so
why
stupid.
Crawford is like
Salute.
he
I mean, bro, it helped him
in his
win.
head, bro.
So
Like they probably
you
thought
know
he
how
was
it
like the
is.
worst boxer in the world, and like it's like,
Right,
bro,
right.
like
No,
you think
there
you're the
was
best boxer
definitely
in the world. Like,
no,
inventing that.
there was definitely people. There was definitely people I seen on Twitter. Big guys with like big pages and followers were like, "Yo, Spence is gonna knock him out and this and that." And
Bro,
blah blah
I'm the biggest.
blah.
Like I love
And
Spence more than like
it's just,
as much as everybody.
right,
Like to
right.
disrespect.
So
Like
right.
same goes both ways. To knock them out was like just to go
No,
like,
but he
bro.
absolutely
I
just
think it's gonna exactly. So
right, right.
yeah, whatever.
But that's the thing now. When you look at it from the standpoint of did he felt like Errol Spence disrespected him? I mean, what
No,
did he
no, no.
want Errol Spence to say? You know what I mean? Like,
It was
oh,
just
I'm gonna knock
he
you
was
out.
right. He
Oh,
was
okay,
kinda
you're gonna
right.
knock me out. Right. No, I mean, Terrence Crawford said exactly what he would do years ago. He said it what he did, and you have to give him respect and give him his credit for that. And I think he showed why he is an all-time great. Where do we place him all-time? I don't know. His career's not
Yeah.
done. I think he still has a lot to achieve. Right. I think another fight with Spence probably has to happen, maybe at the end of this year. Will it be the same hype as it was before?
I think so.
Probably not, of course. I don't know. It depends.
If you do it again,
It
then
depends.
that's
If they
like,
do it at
oof.
154, I think if they do it at 154, I think I'll look at it and be like, okay, I'll still go
But
Crawford, but
154
you know,
kind of doesn't make sense because like they'll be
why
it'll
not?
just be like for like they'll be fighting no belts are on the line. At least
Right.
at 147, Spence if he wins, he gets everything right back. That's it. It's the same thing.
Right.
The 101.
I know,
And
but I think if you're Terence Crawford, you're already looking ahead. You're already
Of
looking at
course.
the division. He's like, let's
course.
do it 154. Then you go right next to fucking,
I've
Jarmel,
seen
Jarmel Charlo. So
I've
that
yeah,
that
yeah,
that'd be.
but I've seen
crazy.
Canelo and
kind of lined up.
Right.
I think
Right.
30th of September, but Crawford has said he wants Jermell Charlo.
Right.
In my opinion, Jermell, like you should kind of be looking at like that Canelo super middleweight. He's the middleweight champ. Undisputed versus undisputed. Unify those. That's the biggest fight, and then Crawford being coming in as the 2-time unified undisputed champion for 147 and from junior lightweight. That's four divisions, 4 of the hardest divisions arguably in boxing. And if Jermell Charlo beats Canelo, he doesn't need anybody else on his name. But if you add Crawford on there, then that's the biggest fight in boxing you can make, bigger than any heavyweight or anything. But it would have come down on Jermell Charlo beating Canelo. And a lot of people think he could, but we'll see.
Right. So we'll see.
And there's a lot of other guys. A lot of other guys you can fight. That Australian kid. The only thing is last name.
I don't know how to say his name.
He had two.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his name, but he would be amazing. And then you had Boots. And you have Boots. Boots would be an amazing fighter. I mean, I think it's a little bit too early for him. But
Boots is like confident too. He's saying that he can get the job done and stuff like that. But he's got no belt.
I mean, stylistically, I think he can, but I think it's just a little too early for that. I think an experience for Bud Crawford would play a big factor in that, and he would probably.
And it's a boxer versus boxer.
him a little
So
right.
can't outbox Crawford right now.
Exactly right. I mean, so shout out to both guys. Thank you both for actually doing this thing. It was an amazing fight. I mean, there's been a lot of top fights that's happened and it's been disappointing, and I think that wasn't disappointing. In the sense that the entertainment.
Haney Lomachenko, Davis versus Garcia, playing
Good fights.
Benavidez, Crawford. We got
And
Good fights.
All of them will happen.
I think
Good
Usyk
fights.
is fighting Going to something like that.
And yeah,
All things
Tyson
equal.
Fury, Francis
Okay.
Ngannou. All right.
That's crazy. I don't know if Francis. I mean, fucking Tyson Fury's doing that for them. Probably for the money. But
Ngannou knockout.
you gotta get absolutely slapped back to it. Fucking PFL, bro.
That's. So. Do you guys want to? Oh wait. My question that I posted on Shirts vs Skins. UFC 291 versus Spence Crawford. Who do you think won the combat sports war that night? Who do you think
Spence
got more
Crawford,
attention?
I was kind of thinking that in my head. All respect in the world. First of all, it wasn't even a title fight, right? Love Dustin Poirier, love Justin Gaethje, love that entire card. It was a nice card. But this was like the biggest boxing fight in the last minimum 20 years.
Right.
And as a boxing fan, This was the biggest boxing fight, bigger than Pacquiao and Mayweather. Not numbers wise and stuff like that. Not hype wise. Pure boxing. This was the two best guys that I've seen in my lifetime. At their absolute peak. I mean, Crawford is 36 still doing this, bro. 36, I believe he is. Or 35.
35, 36, around that area.
Ooh, bro. Yes, he's a bad man, bro. And Spence,
Spence,
bad
of course,
brother, too.
Right. So, I would go with Errol Spence to win that thing. I think it's very unfair. Like I said, I think it's very unfair for boxing to compete, in a sense, with UFC because UFC can put in a whole 4 fights that are entertaining. When you look at boxing, it's just one fight, right? I mean, the fight before that was Pitbull Cruz, and he's a big name for us boxing guys, but like nobody's gonna tune in to watch that whole card.
Nah, come on, bro. Ain't nobody watching Cruz.
But like I've said, a primetime boxing fight. I'm sorry, I'm going that over a primetime UFC main event. That's just how I think. That's always been my thing. When it's two of the best guys and they're fighting, there's nothing
I don't know about that.
The intensity, the drama, one move can make it. It's the same thing in MMA, but I just like there's more variables in an MMA fight rather than boxing. So it's more strategic, it's more technical. That was a great fight. Obviously, I wish it was a little bit more competitive, but people used to pay big money to go watch Mike Tyson knock people out in the first round.
First round, yeah.
That's boxing. That's the boxing for you. Shout out, Bud. Shout out, Spence. It's big for boxing that they did this.
You guys want to go through
NFL? You say the NFL for some other time.
Yeah, when it's close to the season.
Yeah.
But shout out Zach Wilson, baby. He's getting the job done right here. 2-point lead in the third quarter. Actually, it's not even him right now.
I thought he got benched or something.
He's not going to see an NFL pitch all season. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget, follow us on all our socials. You got it right here on the layout at Shirt v Skin. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're getting a lot of support recently, especially in that Larry Bird video.
Shout out.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
And
I just want to let everybody know that your comments don't affect me at all. I will continue to
Yo,
I'll continue to say what I say.
Ass,
and bro,
they're cooking ass.
We don't have time to prepare for these topics. So when you throw Paul Pierce and Russell Westbrook at me, and people are like, "Oh my God, how could you put Paul Pierce over Westbrook and stuff like that?" It's because
you're an idiot.
It's because first of all, I still believe it's true. Paul Pierce, right?
Yeah, you're wrong.
So
in my head, for my argument,
crazy.
in my argument,
right.
Depending on the team you would have to build, I would take Paul Pierce. Sorry, and I would definitely.
You're doubling down on something that's wrong,
you guys.
Thank God you did at the end of the podcast because a lot of people probably not even listening.
It was some absolute.
But we're gonna clip this.
Bum of a thing, bro. Saying, and I do agree. But it's also like you can't hang on to every single word.
Yo,
I say,
can we please end this?
No, hold on. Some dude said like, oh, if you just say, oh, just Kobe Bryant and just Devin Booker. Yes, I understand. Like especially Kobe Bryant, one of all-time great players. That it's not just that. But look at it like all the teams that have won. Talk about LeBron James, just Dwayne Wade, just Chris Bosh, just Kyrie Irving, just Kevin Love, just Kevin Durant for Steph Curry, just Klay Thompson, stuff like that.
Right.
I'm talking about just Kobe Bryant and Chris Paul with four me's or three other me's as a
Right.
starting five,
Your comments don't affect me.
championship contender, baby.
By the
I'm
way,
outta
went
here.
on
Drop the
a
mic.
5-minute
Your
rant.
comments don't affect me.
5-minute rant.
Before
5
we
minute.
finish,
Put that
we
bump.
almost forgot, Tiku, to talk about the away kit reveal.
Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
basically, as you guys saw on our Instagram page, me and Tiku were at the Man United away kit reveal at Football Cafe, Cal Martino's Football Cafe, and
Amazing event.
it was a great event, great hosts. It was in all seriousness though, it was a great event. Away kit reveal. First of all, those photos were fly as hell, fly nowhere. Putting
Shout
that
out.
all together was awesome. Football Cafe hosted a great event, great DJ, great video. Wes Brown and Forlan were there. That was incredible. Tiku's funny ass story. Tiku, you want to tell it?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell it right now because it is a funny. So, we're nice guys. I think the event was what? It started at 1:00, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it 1?
Yeah.
So we're like, you know what? Let's go at 1:00 exactly because we're nice guys. We want to be on time and this and that.
Yeah.
So we're waiting outside the venue, and then this car pulls up, and who comes out? Diego Forlan. I look at Yoni. I'm like, yo, bro, that's Diego Forlan. Yoni's like, yo, go get a photo. Like, nah. I'm gonna play it cool. I don't want to seem like I'm a fiend. I'm like a groupie or somebody like that. But in my head, I swear to God, my head was buzzing. Diego Forlan is one of my favorite players of all time. Like, he's like a player that I admire. OD. When you think of 2010 Uruguay in the World Cup, this guy was amazing. For United, he played amazing. Atletico Madrid, he was amazing. So in my head, I was trying to play it cool and stuff like that. So when we actually went up, when the event started and this and that, and he had the speeches and stuff, and I went up to photo, and I'm like, yo, Diego Forlan, thank you. How's it going? I was playing cool.
Mind you, he was getting he started panicking because we were there at 1, and the event was just an exhibit. Right. You see the new away kit. It was the day before the official reveal, and so he's panicking because he's like, did I just miss my chance at meeting Forlan? Because Forlan was doing interviews and doing a photo shoot in another room. And he was like, bro, I should have dapped him up at the front when we saw him because we didn't think he was worried that he wouldn't even show up.
I thought it was over.
But he
did.
Thought
it was over.
He did.
Thankfully.
Him and Wes Brown. Shout out Wes Brown, bro. He said, "Oh, I'm surprised people recognize me in the U.S." And I'm glad he got onto it. I had a conversation with him. I was like, "You're crazy for thinking that. You're one of the most recognizable players," and he knows why, bro. The hair, that cool blonde hair. Instantly recognizable. Wes Brown, 2-time Champions League winner.
Right.
Funny
enough, I did not know that he was part of the '99 Trouble team.
Idiot,
I still I did make a mistake about that. I didn't know. I didn't make a mistake.
Even have shook his hand, Wes Brown. Shame on this guy.
There. Nah, I give him. I told him, I'm like, yo, don't think you can walk around New York think people don't recognize you, bro. Like, United support is everywhere.
United fans.
Shout out to Football Cafe. Shout out to the whole. Shout out for Lee Dixon. Too.
Lee Dixon.
We had a little bit of conversation.
That was another funny story. Tiku goes to take a photo with him. I'm the cameraman. I have the United away, United home kit from last season. He comes up to me, blocks the United away kit. So when I go to take a photo with him, when I switch spots with Tiku, I start showing off the badge so he knows. He knows the Man United kid is there. But he was a great guy.
I know, but he is man. He seems like I wish I could have more of a conversation with those guys, but it was just the music was loud and stuff like that.
Yeah,
just to talk football to see what they think about the predictions for the season and this and that. So respect. Lee Dixon was a cool guy. Of course, Forlan was a good guy. Wes Brown was a good guy. Everyone. It was a great event. So thank you, Football Cafe. Thank you, United. Amazing.
It's
Hopefully,
an amazing kit, bro. I love this kit.
Right.
The green looks so fantastic. So
right. Exactly.
Really good kit.
Right. I did listen in the beginning when we went there. I didn't think it was that good of a kit, and then I kind of got convinced that it was good.
At the end of the day,
especially that they gave us a free one.
Yeah.
Too.
But listen. Hopefully, more Football Cafe events. They know what they're doing. They know how to host an event, man. Cal Martino knows what he's doing, and I love. He's very passionate about football, especially in the United States. Hopefully by 2026 he could be a pioneer for that sort of thing.
Yeah, especially New York, where there's a lot of football's big here. People, I feel like people don't understand that football's huge in New York. When you think New York, people think about basketball and stuff like that. But there's so many cultures here. Everyone loves football here. So the American World Cup is going to be amazing. I think Football Cafe does a lot to propel that in New York, and hopefully they do a lot more events where we can attend, especially viewers, like games and stuff like that. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. Said it many times, but
It was very fun.
that's it. Right.
Enjoyed it. Had a great
Yep.
time.
Yep.
But yeah, and that about does it for today's episode. Guys, keep commenting, keep hating on Ahmed. It obviously doesn't get in his head. He doesn't even
need
think
that.
about it.
He's flexing on you.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching.
Hey.